keep it going, I'm rolling and flowing, I'm coasting, I got them all trolling me right. I just keep growing and showing them, knowing I'm owning this flow, you can catch me outside. Gonna get them all with a little payback. Never gonna fall, I'ma stay on the attack. Put them up against the wall as I finish every track. Never gonna stall, no, I'm never gonna slack. I've been like working and learning and searching for something to push my shit over the edge. I'ma keep burning and turning up dropping, you know I can't stop it until I am dead. Gonna be unstoppable and profitable, cause I got a constant flow of knowledge, yo. If you got a problem, bro, take them off the throw. Coming to the top, I go, yeah, promise, go.
Roll up to the club and the city show me love. She gon' fit me like a glove. Sipping whiskey, feeling buzzed. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. Yeah. Roll up to the club and the city show me love. She gon' fit me like a glove. Sipping whiskey, feeling buzzed. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. I'ma put that ass to sleep. Yeah.
You can't stop this, I promise. Got electronic with a little rock shit. Rap on top of it, you can't even process it. I'ma keep dropping it till the chart's stopping it. Oh, I got the beats and I got the rhymes to make your girl cheat. I swear she a dime, get up on your feet. If you wanna climb and take it from me, I got nothing to hide. I get it, cause I want it, always on it, and I'm plotting. Now I got it, got my shot in. You know I'ma be the one climb to the top of it. I'm dropping this, take a shot, I got the fifth. I'm watching it, crop top got me in. She got it shit, she wanna pop it off again. Drop it low and then she gon' take it off and sin, yeah.
Roll up to the club and the city show me love. She gon' fit me like a glove. Sipping whiskey, feeling buzzed. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. Yeah. Roll up to the club and the city show me love. She gon' fit me like a glove. Sipping whiskey, feeling buzzed. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. I'ma put that ass to sleep. Yeah.
I gotta do it for the fans, yeah. I wanna do it for the fans, bruh. I got really big plans, yeah. I'ma do it cause I can, yeah. I throw cash for a minute, oh. She throw back for a minute, yeah. I flow fast when I get it, oh. She love that when I hit it, yeah. I'ma get high, I'ma get low. I'ma go fly to my own show. I don't say bye, I say hello. Get to know me, yeah, they call me B-Ho. Gonna be the best in the game, best in the fame. Nest in your brain and I spread like the plague. I don't give, no I take. Live for today, ain't nobody gonna say I didn't make a name.
Roll up to the club and the city show me love. She gon' fit me like a glove. Sipping whiskey, feeling buzzed. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. Yeah. Roll up to the club and the city show me love. She gon' fit me like a glove. Sipping whiskey, feeling buzzed. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. I'ma put that ass to sleep. Yeah.
Keep it going, I'm rolling and flowing, I'm coasting, I got them all trolling me right. I just keep growing and showing them, knowing I'm owning this flow, you can catch me outside. Gonna get them all with a little payback. Never gonna fall, I'ma stay on the attack. Put them up against the wall as I finish every track. Never gonna stall, no, I'm never gonna slack. I've been like working and learning and searching for something to push my shit over the edge. I'ma keep burning and turning up dropping, you know I can't stop it until I am dead. Gonna be unstoppable and profitable, cause I got a constant flow of knowledge, yo. If you got a problem, bro, take them off the throw. Coming to the top, I go, yeah, promise, go.
Roll up to the club and the city show me love. She gon' fit me like a glove. Sipping whiskey, feeling buzzed. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. Yeah. Roll up to the club and the city show me love. She gon' fit me like a glove. Sipping whiskey, feeling buzzed. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. I'ma put that ass to sleep. Yeah.
You can't stop this, I promise. Got electronic with a little rock shit. Rap on top of it, you can't even process it. I'ma keep dropping it till the chart's stopping it. Oh, I got the beats and I got the rhymes to make your girl cheat. I swear she a dime, get up on your feet. If you wanna climb and take it from me, I got nothing to hide. I get it, cause I want it, always on it, and I'm plotting. Now I got it, got my shot in. You know I'ma be the one climb to the top of it. I'm dropping this, take a shot, I got the fifth. I'm watching it, crop top got me in. She got it shit, she wanna pop it off again. Drop it low and then she gon' take it off and sin, yeah.
Roll up to the club and the city show me love. She gon' fit me like a glove. Sipping whiskey, feeling buzzed. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. Yeah. Roll up to the club and the city show me love. She gon' fit me like a glove. Sipping whiskey, feeling buzzed. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. I'ma put that ass to sleep. Yeah.
I gotta do it for the fans, yeah. I wanna do it for the fans, bruh. I got pretty big plans, yeah. I'ma do it cause I can, yeah. I throw cash for a minute, oh. She throw back for a minute, yeah. I flow fast when I get it, oh. She love that when I hit it, yeah. I'ma get high, I'ma get low. I'ma go fly to my own show. I don't say bye, I say hello. Get to know me, yeah, they call me B-Ho. Gonna be the best in the game, best in the fame. Nest in your brain and I spread like the plague. I don't give, no I take. Live for today, ain't nobody gonna say I didn't make a name.
Pull up to the club and the city show me love. She gon' fit me like a glove. Sipping whiskey, feeling buzzed. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. Yeah. Roll up to the club and the city show me love. She gon' fit me like a glove. Sipping whiskey, feeling buzzed. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. I'ma put that ass to sleep. Yeah.
What's up, grinders? It's Monday night. Oh, yeah. It's the Smackdown. What's up, everybody? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have an event for you tonight, this evening. Sony be laying the Smackdown. It's about the games. Head Hunter Hurst in this corner. It's time to play the games. What's up, grinders? How's everybody doing tonight? Thank you for joining us. We have the VIP grinders. I want to thank them again. How's the audio sound? What's up, everybody? Shout out Toolman, Jeff B. Gaming, Mr. Tennis. Hope everybody like Nick. What's up? Hope everybody enjoyed. Mod, what's up? How you doing? Jeff B. Gaming. That's the theme of tonight's show, Jeff B. Gaming. Leech, what's up? Mr. Tennis. Sam, CTM, how you doing? Dylan Rafferty, how you doing? Hope everyone's having a good night. Hopefully the audio sounding good. Because we got a show for you, man. Things have been wilding. Man, when games come out, good games come out, people go crazy. Wilding all over the place. What's up, Plus Ultra? How you doing? Jedi Johnny. It's Johnny. What's up, man? I want to thank everybody, especially the VIP Lounge. How you guys doing? Chilling? Get your drinks. Pinky grasses, let's go. Get our drinks. VIP Lounge. Put those emojis in the chat. Herman Hurst splits. Long Island Long Island iced teas. Damn. Who are you?
Oh shit. Is that what you're drinking?
There we go. What's up, Frog? Yeah, man. It's a Long Island iced tea night. How you doing? There is Frog. He's ready to go, man.
Oh man.
How you
I'm
doing,
sitting
Frog?
here just having me a nice beverage.
Oh, see, we're drinking. We drink for the VIP Lounge. Shout out to the VIP grinders.
Just having me a beer, man. Just having me some Sam Adams.
Oh, that's good. Sam Adams.
Yeah.
Know what I had? I had that Hershey Yingling, man. That stuff is good.
That's some good stuff right there.
J Boy says he's in the Peasant Lounge. No, man, there's no Peasant Lounge. You just don't want to be behind that curtain that Herman Holst is. Because behind that curtain, we always have to point out, there's Phil, there's a refrigerator, there's Bootleg Joel, Craig 2.0, Booster, and Xbox Donuts. You don't want to be on that side of the curtain. There's lounges. We got the lounge. These are just the VIP guys. These are the guys and girls that hang out on the balcony and chill and have the drinks. They get the free drinks. But shout out to the VIP grinders. But you're all grinders in here. We just don't want to be on the other side of that curtain. The other side, Phil Ness lives over there. Oh, Blue Moon, Mr. Tennis says. That's very good. But shout out to the VIP grinders. If you want to be a VIP grinder, hit that join button, and you'll have those awesome emojis that Who Are You? And Toolman are showing. Splits McGee's, Herman Holtz with Quality, and Xbox and Boosters. New emojis I just put in there. Definitely the Phil Ness face and is one of my favorites. And one of the other ones, what was the other one that I like? Oh my god, Toolman showing the whole array. I do like the Burning Grindhouse. I like that one. But the Phil Ness face, just, dude, every time I see that, man, that is like the face when somebody asks him, like, how the game's coming. He makes that face. And then the star of the show, winner of the Booster of the Year award, Bootleg Joel. He just is, he's just reaming in the awards. Him and Phil just winning awards left and right. And, he accepted the Bootleg Joel, accepted the Booster of the Year award. And congratulations to Bootleg Joel.
Sure, I always get somebody's at the door.
Oh, geez, they're already knocking on Frog's door. Get the Grindhounds on. They're trying to get him the 2 months of Game Pass. Frog, they want to get you. They know there's no games right now, so they're trying to get you on the 2-for-1 deal. Be careful.
Yeah,
there's Phil outside Activision.
She lets me know. She lets me know when Phil's at the door.
Dude, don't know. There's Phil outside Activision holding up the clearinghouse check. 69 billions. But yeah, we got a show for you tonight. We got some topics. Some wrestling theme, man. I am hyped because not only am I playing just great games in the last few weeks, but my goodness, I am hyped for WWE 2K22. Even though the show and the brand right now sucks ass and AEW keeps taking all the talent away, I still love my wrestling, and I am home on wrestling games. Have been my thing since WCW versus NWO. Those have been the eye openers. WrestleMania, No Mercy. Oh my goodness, those AKI games were the best.
SummerSlam,
SmackDown. Oh my god, SmackDown, Raw versus SmackDown, man. I love that. When a wrestling game comes out, man, we've been hurt. We've been hurt.
I think PlayStation and Nintendo went back and forth with the best wrestling games.
Yeah, lay the SmackDown and then they had SmackDown on PlayStation, and then they had the WrestleMania on the other one on the N64.
Hey, that's when they were competitive, where different studios could make different things for different consoles, and the license just wasn't to one person. I think that's the problem nowadays. Everybody's going after one license, and they're like, "Oh, we want the license," and so if you get one studio to make that one game, you have no other studios to make that. There's no other studios can't be competitive.
Well, 2K took it, and 2K has been
2K has it
all right with it, but like in 2019, what happened is that 2K gave it to the people that make 2K the basketball game. They got rid of Ukes that was making it.
Yeah, Ukes or whatever their name is.
Japanese company. Yeah, and they gave it to Vicarious Visions. I think that's who it was. The people used to make the baseball game. And,
they got to go back to Ukes, and
they got to go back to AKI. That's who they got to go back to, man. AKI was the ones who made the awesome ones.
THQ,
the AKI engine. That's right. Dre Day. Yep, that's right.
Who was making games at THQ was alive?
Yeah, THQ did the SmackDown. That's right. But man, so apparently, I'm getting the early edition tonight. Well, I'm gonna I'll be streaming it, dude. I'll probably because I'm gonna be hyped up.
But how much did the early edition cost? Is it the $89 or $99?
There's the $89 one, which has the Rey Mysterio. Then there's like the $119, $120 one, which has NWO in it.
Oh, that's one with Hulk Hogan on it, Hollywood Hogan and all that.
Yes, yeah, I got some points. I think I'm gonna splurge, man. The reviews have been great. They put GM mode in it. We'll talk about it.
Oh yeah, stuff. It's been good. Yeah,
it looks absolutely incredible. Really well. I'm so hyped for a wrestling game, a good one, man. And we. Grinders saw on the previous show when I did that Gran Turismo, man, the customization is just another game within a game, and we had a blast in Gran Turismo. What's up, James Williams? How you doing? But without further ado, let's get to the grindsboard. We got to think about 8 topics tonight, and who knows where the hell we're going to go with this. But shout out to all the grinders. Hit that like button. Share it out. Oh, there, Just Wait had his creative character. I had the Rock entrance and Kane walk because I wanted my opponent to wait the longest time. Oh, dude, the Undertaker and Kane entrance. Oh, my God, skip that.
Oh, man. Undertaker's my boy.
All I know is that I'm going to definitely have a video game executive battle royale. Hint, hint. Phil Ness is being put in that game. Hell or high water, I'm putting Phil Ness in that game, and he's going to wrestle his way to the top to get some games. It's going to be a whole career. Oh, my goodness. Grinders, you're going to be here for that entertainment. I plan on doing that. It's going to be a fun-ass time. But anyway, without further ado, we are going to go to the Gaming Grindhouse grindsboard. We got some topics tonight. Let's go see what's going on.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Oh, let me move my thing over here. Actually, now I'm seeing some of my bookmarks, and I realize like there's a couple of topics that I dropped that will probably just be impromptu. We'll talk about them that not on the grindsboard. But I see Link is in here. What's up, Link? How you doing, man? All right, Link. What's up? Yeah, we'll get Link in here.
What's up? What's up,
man? How you doing? Been playing some games.
Oh yeah, I've been playing that Elden Ring. Yeah.
Ooh, we got the Elden Ring, and Frog's been playing Elden Ring. I played a little bit of it. I keep going back to that Horizon. And actually, one of the things I wanted to ask with that Elden Ring coming out. So the first topic on here, with Elden Ring coming out, even Gran Turismo, which is not the same type of game, obviously. Do we feel that Horizon Forbidden West still has some legs? Like I saw that Gene Park tweet last week saying it's a one and done. Has Elden Ring consumed your Horizon?
No. I think Horizon still has legs, but if that's
Horizon's got legs.
Yeah, if we say Horizon doesn't have legs, we have to say Elden Ring doesn't have legs because GT came out and smoked everything. I mean, Gran Turismo 7 came out and just freaking hit the charts running.
It did.
It became the number one best-selling. So I think we're in a trifecta of the first 2 months, January, February, March, where we have these first 2 months. There's so many great third-party and exclusive games that I think that you're going to see the charts move up and down, back and forth with your Horizon, with your Gran Turismo, with your Elden Ring, with your Dying Light. You're going to see these charts move back and forth. I think you're going to see move around because these first 3 months of gaming have been really good.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, it's been crazy.
Yeah, Horizon still has legs. I especially see Horizon having legs just because some of their other titles have been moving around here and there. So I think that maybe people thought maybe they weren't going to get a Horizon. Maybe they're like, oh, I've seen some of their games get moved around. Now I go ahead and get Horizon because I have time to play it.
Uh-huh.
You know, I think if you're a Souls fan, it can be like for me, Elden Ring is consuming my time, and then like Gran Turismo 7 is consuming my secondary time.
Yep.
And Horizon is on the back burner. Everything else I have is on the back burner. If I'm not playing Gran Turismo 7, I'm playing Elden Ring. If I'm not playing Elden Ring, I'm playing Gran Turismo. So it's a back burner for me, but it's a game I purchased. It's a game I do plan to sit there and just pull myself into. Elden Ring is just such a, there's so many, oh man, there's a lot.
Link, what are you up to? What's your ranking and what you've been playing?
I'm a level 90 and I have 65 hours.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And I barely found most of this stuff. Like every time, what happens, and what this is what's happening to me. I'll start playing Elden Ring, and I'm not even worried about boss fights at this point. I'm just worried about trying to open the whole map. And some of the times I have to do boss fights, right?
Yeah.
But I'm trying to, because this map is huge. I'm trying to, and then I'll find some secret area I didn't know, and I'm like, I'm going down to some area and I'm like, yo, this is a whole another part of the map and it's underground. And I'm like, oh my God, it got a whole underground set and it's blown my mind. Every time that happens, it blows my mind. I found like 3 or 4 different underground areas and I'm like, yo, this is a whole nother part that's connected to the world. And it's just as big as the regular world. It's huge. And then there's so much stuff down there I want to, so then I get down there and then I'm exploring. There's so much that's going on with Elden Ring.
Yeah, where are you with Horizon though? Like where are you? You're at the first.
Oh, and Horizon, I just got my shield. I got to the part where I got my shield after that. Yeah, so I'm really early in the game, and I think at that time, by the time I got my shield, Elden Ring had come out.
Yeah,
and I already knew. I had already said it way before Elden Ring reviews came out.
I said that Elden Ring. You were.
Yeah, I said once Elden Ring comes out, every game is in the back burner. Unless God of War gets announced, that's coming out like in April and May. Everything else is in the back burner because I'm a Souls fan. And looking at all these games, Elden Ring is was my most it is my most anticipated game this year, and I can't think of a game that I was gonna dive into. Just be not even just the I'm gonna say this like this. Elden Ring is like I think you put it up there.
I put the Gene Park Mr. Washington Post where he's like Horizon's one and done, and Elden Ring has Skyrim.
He does have a point. I do think Elden Ring it has Skyrim legs. I do think it does. I would say Horizon is a game you play and you get through it. If you played the first one, you're going to play the second one. You're going to see what's happening in the story. Once you play it, you're done. Elden Ring is so vastly different. It's so huge that it's beyond. I would say Elden Ring definitely, and this is just speaking as not just a Souls fan, just an adventure guy. It's beyond what we did in Breath of the Wild. It's beyond some of the things like we did in Fallout. Like it does have a Skyrim kind of like effect or appeal.
Yeah.
And I could even see this game being a service-based game where they just start adding parts of the world.
Don't throw out that word.
Well, here's my thing. It wouldn't be a bad idea, and here's the reason it wouldn't be a bad idea. Even though I know that the developer's not like that, it wouldn't be a bad idea just because this world is so big, and the way the story is being told, I can actually. This is like probably the first, maybe not the first, but this is one of many Souls games that I'm actually following the story and I'm understanding what's going on. It's kind of a little bit more straight. It's not. It's cryptic.
Well,
but I definitely said this game has legs. Horizon is kind of a game you get because
Horizon's the one I'm asking about legs. I don't care about Elden Ring. Elden Ring is open world,
legs.
Make your own adventure, emergent combat.
Horizon,
I feel. Yeah, Link.
I think both of the games have legs, and both of them,
right,
are for people. I mean, Elden Ring is not for everyone. I think it's not a game.
That's
everyone.
Why it's not a Skyrim. I think it's not a Skyrim.
So I think Elden Ring is a fantastic game. So is Horizon. I'm at level 41. I think I don't know how many hours I got into the game. I just beat Godric, I think is what his name is or something. But
oh wow,
yeah. So I'm not as far as some other people. But I think I'm probably gonna put the game down and go back to Horizon and finish that. And then go back to Elden Ring.
You know what, Link? I said the same thing. I tried it, and here's what I found. Once I put down Elden Ring for a while, and I tried to play Horizon. The problem I had was Horizon really puts out there that Elden Ring is a bad looking game. I'm not gonna lie. It really makes oh god, the grind hands. Once you start playing. Hold on.
Well, shout out to the game. Oh, good. I thought you were.
Once you start playing Elden Ring, you realize how big this world is, right? But what Horizon does that Elden Ring just doesn't do is like you can really tell when you're playing Horizon when you go back to it that this was made in this generation, and that even the PS4 version, you can tell graphics. Graphics really are a thing, and just mechanics like the DualSense. I realize how much that Horizon uses the DualSense. I realize how much that it uses the technology of what the PS5 has in it, whereas Elden Ring doesn't do any of this. Yeah, and I'm not just speaking on the PlayStation side. I'm speaking even on the Xbox side. Like Elden Ring is a ugly game compared to most games that come out this year. And I'll say it's good looking for a Souls game. But if you're comparing it to Horizon, there's no. That's why I'm having a hard time going back to Horizon because I'm getting Horizon. I'm like, man, this game. I feel everything in the controller. It's just like Gran Turismo. I feel everything.
Shout out to the Game Night 123 He goes, I got the platinum for Horizon Forbidden West. I'm a level 186 for Elden Ring.
Whoa.
I just unlocked the entire map, but I still feel like I got so much more to do. Thank you, Game Night.
Yes, there's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Akeem with the $2. He goes, Horizon Zero Dawn 20 million. Horizon Forbidden West will sell more plus DLC too. You know what? That's a good point there. Thank you, Akeem. I believe that they're going to drop some DLC for Horizon Forbidden West.
Of course.
But see, like for me, I'm going to say for me, Horizon has been more, maybe because it came out before, but I'm not a huge Demon Souls person. I appreciate Elden Ring. I like it. I'm up to that first boss,
Right.
that Miramar guy on the bridge. I like the exploration, and I like the freedom of not being forced to fight a boss. You could actually go level up and come back. Whereas I feel like the Demon Souls, when I play that, I would have to be like, you got to take this path. And also, if you die, you got to start before. They kind of make this real easy where you start right at the thing. You don't have to like go through the whole map again and try to find shortcuts and unlock it. So you don't have to have like a run. That's what I like about it. But Horizon,
what
though,
you said, Jez,
has a lot of stuff in it.
I agree with. You said something that a lot of people aren't saying. Like, if you're a Souls fan, Elden Ring is probably going to be your game of the year. If you are a Soul, I'm a diehard. I love Souls games. So this is probably right now. This is like I'm enjoying this more than anything I've played. Not trying to say I won't play in Horizon, but I think just me playing Horizon, I enjoy Horizon for what it is.
Sure.
But I as far as my enjoyment, what I'm getting, as far as this year so far, like I've been putting so much. Like I said, I got 65 hours into this game, and I'm just like, this is all I want to play is Elden Ring. Aside from the graphics not being just the best, aside from
it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Aside from animation sounding the same, sound sounding the same, they gave me an open world that I'm running through, and there's a lot of people who won't play this game who will shit on it, and those are people I don't really want to hear from. I think you got to hear from the people in the community, but that thing of like, because there are people who will tell you like this game isn't graphically the best looking game by any means, but for what it does, as far as what it is, it's definitely a big step towards something good. And I don't know. I mean, when you look at here's what I'll say.
Akeem said. Well, Akeem says,
Horizon,
I'm just gonna say that again.
Let's just say we went by we went by review scores, it's 9s. Horizon has more 9s than Elden Ring. It has way more 9s, right? So does that make it a better game? I don't know. It depends on. These are two different games, right? So I definitely think Horizon in its category, what it does it very well. But I also think Elden Ring does something very unique in its category as far as like it's different. I think the open world is a big difference.
Well, I was going to say the reason why I brought up this question is because I saw the drop off for what they showed as I did like a 69% drop off. Again, we're only going by physical sales in the UK because that's the only people that report numbers. But what people were saying in that was that Elden Ring seemed to be front loaded and kind of a lot of people were hyped for it. So a lot of people bought it up front, especially with the reviews and stuff. But is it going to continue selling successfully throughout the year? Where I think Horizon is just that kind of different levels of it's definitely more accessible. It's more engaging, and I feel like it's more entertaining as an open world game, more familiar to gamers to jump into rather than an Elden Ring, where I did see some Elden Ring people going, I want a refund. Like this is not like an open world game that I want to do. Like I don't even think it's accessible as like a Breath of the Wild, where at least you have familiar characters.
But were those people who were Souls fans or those? Because I don't think
they weren't because they were told
game. Yeah, so those are people who went into that game that thought it was something different than it was.
Yeah, because of the review.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about what's going to happen with Horizon. I think it's going to be similar to what Miles Morales, because the majority of the sales in this game, about 70+%, are on the PS5, which has a much smaller install base. So as the PlayStation continues to sell, this game will continue to sell as well.
That's a great point.
Because a lot of people are associating this game with the PS5, and so they're going to either wait until they get their PS5 to buy it.
That's good.
Wait, hold on. Did you say people are associating Elden Ring with the PS5?
No, you're talking about Horizon.
No, Horizon.
Oh, okay.
He says he's going to have that Miles Morales effect.
I thought Microsoft had the marketing deal for that, and it seems like
if you look at the sales, I mean, it's pretty clear that it's selling way better than PlayStation. Well, but with Horizon, as far as Horizon goes, the large, I want to say it was 70-some% was on the PlayStation 5. So it's pretty clear that this game may not initially sell. It's going to sell great, but it may not post these crazy numbers, but it's going to sell over time as people get their PS5s.
And that's a great point, because that's exactly like the Miles Morales effect, because you saw Miles Morales stay in the NPDs and stay up there throughout the year. Whether it fluctuated around 4 and 5, it was consistent. And I could see you're right. Horizon being that showpiece game that when you buy your PS5, you buy Horizon just to be like, oh my god, like I need this game to go along with the graphics and what the capabilities are. So yeah, I think it's gonna have that effect with its association with the PS5 and the way it looks. But,
we all here, we all purchased Horizon day one, right?
Yeah,
and
both of them I purchased.
And I think that
exactly,
all of us, I think that all of us that went into it, just from a tech standard, just seeing what this game did, big from the. I would say this game has done more than Elden Ring. But I think as far as a Souls game, what Elden Ring did, that open world kind of threw in a different. It's different. It's different than any of the Souls kind of game. Where it's like this. Whereas Horizon, when you threw it in there, you're like, yo, this is everything they did. The first one's just better. So I think they're both in their own right. They're going to be successful. I agree with Link and you that as PlayStations sell, people are going to buy Horizon. But I also think Elden Ring is going to pick up a lot of people who didn't know what it was. Like you said, people who think it's something that's not
going to have. You're going to have some people that don't like Dark Souls, but don't know what this is. They're going to buy it. They're going to be like, what the hell?
Do you
know what I'm saying? Because
I don't have,
because I was looking at the, I think it was on Twitter, and I want to say, From Software had done some kind of tweet but about Elden Ring, and I mean, I'm just looking at the comments, and it's like, where's the easy mode?
Yes, I was going to ask you, do you think they'll do that? Do you think they're going to do an easy mode?
I don't understand that.
Do you think they'll do one? I don't know if they'll do it with this game. I don't know.
No, that does not. This game don't need. No, they're not going to do it. They will not do it. They shouldn't do it.
They shouldn't.
They definitely should not do it.
I
agree. They should not do that.
All right, but yeah, well, I think the same. For me, the Horizon has been incredible. My thing is I when I'm playing Horizon, I feel like it's so much better than the first game. The amount
definitely
of
agree.
Spectacle and storytelling and adventure, like I just can't believe how they fixed and evolved the first game. And we thought the first game looked amazing, but there were definitely some fallouts, like shortcomings with the first game. And this just answered every single issue to that. And I can't believe the stuff that you're doing. The animations, the stuff that she's involved in, and it just builds upon.
Well,
like,
yeah,
there's like parts where like they did the ending of the first game, and they just slap it in the middle, and so much better. Like waves of these huge enemies are coming after you, and you're just shooting at them, blowing things up.
Yeah, but I was gonna say what's really impressive is that they got a game to run at a lock 60 or lock 30. And it's still an open world game.
Smooth as hell, though.
That's very impressive. That's very impressive.
That's the one thing that Elden Ring doesn't have. It's not smooth. It has those stutters.
No, it's not smooth at all.
Performance mode. But I appreciate Elden Ring. I'm liking it.
Yeah.
I like the openness of it. I'm at that boss, and I know that I'm at a level 11, so I'm not going to beat him. So I'm going to have to go level up. But I was just kind of just exploring, and I love that you could sneak around and you could do different things. And
let me ask you a question, because we all played Horizon.
It seems like they give you
when you had
that things.
When you had that first major boss battle with the snake, that to me was impressive. That was a way to kind of start the game up. That was really impressive.
Build on that, yeah.
That right there was like, yo, here's a new enemy. You got to figure out. I was like, yo, this freaking snake looks amazing. And then I saw, people on Twitter going in on Nintendo's freaking Pokemon games, showing their snake versus, and that was a funny little. But I just said that was a good way to kind of start that sequel off. It had that like you say it all the time. It had that Uncharted 2 moment where you're like,
no spoilers.
Yo,
who
this
are
is
you?
bigger and better.
No spoilers.
I'm sorry, spoilers.
But actually,
spoilers.
a great segue into the next topic. Okay, Link.
Okay, go ahead. Well, yeah, to me, I will tell you as a guy who likes From Software games, I don't find this game to be any more accessible than any of their other games. Yeah. And I don't know why people are saying that, because it's not true.
Hard. Dude,
it's still hard to tell.
The group. So, actually, as a good segue, Mr. Modern says the same thing. What's with the Elden Ring versus Horizon debates when PlayStation players can play both? Just add Sifu and GT7 to that, too.
I've been saying that.
Dude, I agree. That's the thing. It's not
like
a Zelda.
You know what it is? But Jazz, you know what it is, Jazz. Jazz, you know what it is.
I know.
It's the Xbox fans that they can't play Horizon, right? So what they're doing is they're trying to use Elden Ring as some kind of ammunition against
just
Horizon.
Like they do with Red Dead Redemption. Red Dead Redemption versus God of War. It was like you could play both of them on PlayStation. Like there's no battle.
Right. I don't get it. Like the game is not even exclusive. So why are they using it as some kind of I don't get it.
Don't worry.
But then they say
I think
Metacritic
it's
scores
because
don't
of the Metacritic score.
Well,
but they say when the Metacritic score is bad on the game that they're getting, they say, oh, it doesn't matter. When it's good, they're like, oh, see, it scored better than the PlayStation game. It's like it's dumb.
They'll just send some emails to Phil and he'll send them a photo, black and white headshot, and they're really excited. So actually, speaking about GT7 reviews dropped, and it seems that Sony keeps settling with these games at the 88 mark.
I'm telling you, crazy 88.
Crazy 88s, that's right. So like it got some 88s, it got some hundreds here. But we always like to go look at what the hell the riffraff is bringing in down here. And we have our good friends over here saying it's only for people that like cars.
Didn't we have a bet on who's going to do the crazy review?
Booster of the reviews. Let's see.
Oh, who got the booster reviews?
I think I said GameSpot was due, and actually, let's see what GameSpot.
I said IGN.
Yeah, we said IGN and GameSpot, and I think we were both wrong because they didn't. Actually, let's see.
VGC? What?
Who? Yeah, VGC. Yeah, GameSpot and they weren't the fools.
How did the game get a 7? I didn't know it got 7. That's why I scored 88.
Dude, VG, here it is.
Yo, they gave it a 6? I'm not laughing. That's what. How did you give this game a 6 or a 7? Yo, some of these sites are bananas, man.
No, the ultimate, I think the one that we didn't call the booster of the reviews goes to our good friends at Stevia. Stevia that makes sugars for booty bucks. Stevia didn't get to review the game because Sony blacklisted their ass. Did you see that? They said,
as they should have.
Stevia is a bunch of hokey dokey idiots.
They rated Bleeding Edge higher than Death Stranding and some bunch of other games. Dude, so I don't trust them at all.
Let's see what Stevia had to do.
Yeah.
We said the boosters of the year, but Stevia actually got the booster of the year award. The booster of the reviews because they did not get to review it because they said, "Where's our review?" And they probably were like, they had their quotes already lined up. It's only if you like cars. It's like, what? Where are they? Where's Stevia getting blacklisted? Made me laugh, Stevia. Where are you? So the thing is I'm not a fan of blacklisting to increase your score if the publisher's doing this, but Stevia has been on some shit lately, and I think that Horizon.
Oh yeah,
stuff,
they made a couple of.
They made this out of a Horizon like a 6, and then the guy's like, dude, here's the you know what? Booster of the year, the booster of award, we didn't pick it, but GameBite actually had a big booster with a 7. Saying that Gran Turismo 7, customer. It's best to straddle the gap between casual and hardcore fans. While it certainly does a great job of onboarding newcomers warmly, which it does so at the risk of boring, more eager fan base. That makes GT7 a difficult game to recommend unless you love cars and their culture with your whole heart.
Man.
Dude.
This is a racing game.
Game night with the 1, 2, 3, with the 5.
Listen.
He goes, wait, game night goes. Now Xbox is trying to bring up Babylon Fall, 45 Metacritic. Oh, Jesus. No one was hyping up the game. Crossfire X, on the other hand. No. Exactly.
But everybody knew that game was going to be shit. Just like Crossfire X. I don't understand that.
Dude, they're whacked over it. I don't know what's going. This is what happens when you hyping up services and everything but games, is that you cannot gravitate to when games come out. And you don't understand. If you get a Babylon coming out at like a 2 and a 1, who cares? Nobody cares because you're getting Gran Turismo, Horizon. You're getting these other games. The problem is look, Crossfire X came out and it got shit. Where's the backup? Where's the surrounding games?
And here's the thing.
Where are they? It's just Crossfire X. That's the problem.
Before the kids moves and everybody else jumping here, I saw somebody say, and I mentioned it, when Babylon was getting these bad reviews, if they had to put it on Xbox and Game Pass, it would save the game. That's you're proving my point there again.
I saw you get bad games
bad games keep going to Game Pass. It's the service doesn't save
Game Pass will save.
He's like, Game Pass will save it. I was like, a bad game is a bad game. Game Pass is not going to save that game because it's bad.
No.
And then all you're doing is flooding your service with a whole bunch of bad games. I don't get that.
Exactly. And that's the problem is like
it doesn't make any sense.
When you have
doesn't
Crossfire
make any
X
sense.
and nothing else, when you have
It probably should have been canceled.
sitting it there and it gets this and it's hyped up, it's like, hey, what's your most anticipated game? It wasn't on any multiplat or anything like that. It was Crossfire X for some, you know, and even leading up to it over the course of the year. It wasn't just like January and February. It's just because it was the next game going into Game Pass and people had this hype for it. And it came out to crickets. It came out to garbage. It came out to zeros. Unplayable. Horrible. And guess what? Was there another game to pick up after that? Was there another game from Xbox Studios or an exclusive in Game Pass to really wash your palate of that trash? No. You keep chewing on that shit because that's all they give you. That's the difference. When Babylon Fall comes out, which is not even a Sony first-party game, it's a friggin' exclusive game that they got. You know, Phil was in the audience cheering on Smilegate 2 years ago in 2019, going, the world-renowned Smilegate. You know, he hyped up that thing. Babylon Fall was a goddamn end of credits show. I don't know what the hell that game was coming out. And that's Square Enix,
whatever their name is, they deserve what they get. They deserve what they get. You can clearly see if you look at their scores. People have been putting their average scores versus. You can clearly see, look at their scores. There's something going on over there. If they don't like the PlayStation games, and that's okay, right?
Hey man,
but
they
they're
got
not
too
being
many
fair.
that they can't hate on them all. See, Frog? There's a problem.
Yeah.
They can't hate on them all because there's too many of them. Like it's like, oh,
but
let's hate on Horizon.
On all of them,
let's hate on Horizon. Oh, well, here's Gran Turismo. Here's God of War. Oh no, here's comes Forspoken, which is again delayed. But like,
yeah,
they
but they're clearly giving the
edge
to the Xbox games. When you see a review website that is clearly giving the edge to everything Xbox and the bad mouthing everything PlayStation, you kind of see, you can say, okay, there's something to be said there because you guys aren't making any sense. You know, the average score of like I think it was Black Bond and DG last Weapon Wheel. I'm gonna pull what they said, and they were like, you know, Bloodborne, for instance, I think it would have got a 75 on their site. But if you look at like all the rest of the Souls games, they gave them like really high reviews compared to that one Souls game. It's still a Souls game, but you give it a 75, which kind of just in your mind should say, look, there's something. It's because it's on PlayStation. They did the same thing with Demon Souls. I think they gave it a 75 compared to the other. And I'm like, yo, how do you give a Souls game because it's on PlayStation lower score, but you give all the rest of the Souls games these really good scores? You don't like PlayStation. The fact that if it was a multi-plat, you'd probably give it a higher score. If it was on Xbox, you'd get a higher score. They don't obviously like PlayStation, and that's fine. But how do these guys get accredited to sit on Metacritic and they get added to that overall score, which brings score? When you give a game a 6.5, that brings the score down.
Yeah. What's up, Salty? How you
but
doing?
Then you give Bleeding Edge an 80. I don't get it.
They gave Bleeding Edge 80. Well, what else? They gave Halo Infinite a 95. Saying Halo Infinite is a shining example of what a Halo game is at its core, while feeling fresh, invigorated, and very modern. And meanwhile, they go Horizon Forbidden West 65. These better be two different people on two sides of the globe.
Definitely smoking crack.
Like if you are an editor for this thing, you should be like, excuse me, like here's our range of scores and expectations. Like, why would you give this a 95? And then when the guy came up with a 65 from Stevia Sugars on Horizon Forbidden West, and he's like, here we go, a game about robot dinosaurs where you spend far too much time fighting robot meerkats and boars instead for some reason. I don't know what the hell he's talking about, meerkats and boars. One with brilliant voice acting that you begin to hate because some characters won't shut up. And where the side quests are great. Here it is, wait. Where the side quests are great, but they're so simple as to feel pointless.
What meerkat and boar did they fight on that game?
I have no clue. I was fighting freaking huge-ass dinosaurs like halfway through in the first few missions. You're fighting huge-ass... You fight the snake the beginning. That was no goddamn meerkat.
They you know what it is. They don't like PlayStation.
Meerkats.
They don't like PlayStation.
The first the tutorial ends with this huge ass snake. The tutorial.
It makes you wonder. It makes you wonder if they actually played.
I don't know. Right. They don't finish games either.
I was just about to say that.
And then here, where the combat features dude, it ends here where it goes. Where the combat features a complex balance between elemental strengths and weaknesses, but you can ignore all that via a rain of explosive spearheads. Dude, you don't even get the explosive spearheads, and like I'm like, 30 hours in the game. I don't have explosive spearheads. I'm like 25 hours into it. You don't need to get explosive spearheads. You just get weapons as you're doing it. Your bow and your melee, like you spec out how you want to spec out. Like these sound like it's and then Gene Park going that it's a one and done. This is like, you know, as an editor or as a website editor, yes, you do not want to manipulate the reviewers' reviews, but you got to have some consistency and some sort of leveling system, because a 95 doesn't mean anything when you're giving 65s out and the scores. If you feel that way, then you should be like Halo should have been an 8 and maybe Horizon should have been an 8 or 8.5 or a 7 and a 7.5. Like,
did you play
95 and a 65?
Did you play Halo Infinite?
Hell yeah, I play goddamn. Oh,
did I play it or did you?
Topic, please, I don't want.
Okay, like because no, here's what I'm saying. Like I beat Halo Infinite, right? So, and I think Halo
I
Infinite
beat it
for what
too.
it was.
Fernando!
Yeah, for what it was as a package. And I look at the multiplayer and the single player, it was a 7, right? But the reason it was a 7 to me is just because it was a former shell of the multiplayer was a former shell of itself. It didn't have the things that day one most Halo games had. Same with the multiplayer. Now anybody can argue with me because it's my opinion, but what you can't argue with me is that previous Halos have had more than this game at launch. So how do you give this game a higher or better score? You see what I'm saying?
But
when
Frog,
a game comes out and it's bigger
though.
and better than the predecessor, how do you say it's worse?
You don't represent a website and a corporation, like a
business. And this is my thing, Jez. This is why I say I think we said it, you said it, I said it, Link said it. A lot of people said it. Your PlayStation count needs to be tied to these freaking review sites like the Metacritic.
Should.
If they want people to stop review bombing the game, I guarantee, and it maybe people are sick, right? People who buy the game who have to log in with their PlayStation account just to give a review, you're not going to buy the game just to fucking give it a bad review, unless you're just a freaking psychotic person. I would think that if Metacritic says, "Hey, the only way you can actually do a review for an actual user review,
just getting it from the
you have to actually buy the game."
They're just getting it from the websites, Frog. They're not justifying whether
that's,
these people
and that's
really
what I
review.
think.
That's the job of the website. Before they submit,
and that's why I think, I wrote, and I said, Sony, what Sony needs to do with the PlayStation, or PlayStation division, not Sony, but the PlayStation, they need to do like Microsoft does with Xbox, where you can go on their stores, look at the games, and people will write the reviews. The only way you can write those reviews is if you actually purchase the game. So and here's what I'll say. I've seen reviews for games like Sea of Thieves. I actually purchased it, and I went in there. And Sea of Thieves, I think it's sitting in a store like maybe a 2.5 stars. That's probably the right review out of 5 stars. And these are people who purchased the game. And I'm like, yo, I kind of respect the fact that these are people who are actually talking about the game. And most of the people, when you read their stuff, they're telling you the truth, because these are people who purchase and they're putting time into this game. So I see that as a better. Something that it's a little bit better to me. I would rather go with the person,
that's the thing.
People who are on and buying it and playing it.
And you know they have like these they got these they have the dates that they got to get these out. They got to do these reviews, and this is funny because it's like Gran Turismo, dude. It's like at 10 p.m.
Somebody says Smooth bought a whole PS5 just to shit on it. And you do have people like that.
Shout out to the game night with the 5. He goes, them giving Death Stranding a 35 would mean that it's buggy and
that blew my
broken.
mind.
Regardless of what people feel like, it's not
that
buggy
means
or broken.
That's an absolute travesty.
35.
You give something a 35 that doesn't work. A game that's broken. You know, that game works. You may not like the gameplay loop. You may not like the story. I don't know. But the fundamental of the game functions. Yeah, you know what it was with that.
Mm-hmm.
They don't like PlayStation. You know, that's the bottom line.
Like, I just think like there's no level system for this thing. Like, if you are a website, you should definitely have some standards as to, you know, if you're going to give something that high or that low, there needs to be justification. Just like when you give performance evaluations. Like, if you're going to give somebody a high performer, you got to justify it. You can't just go out there and say, everybody's high performers, and then be like, well, what do you say? I could just do it as a high performer. No, the people keep you in check to be like, well, are you measuring everybody equally to say that person? If everybody's just doing their job, everybody's not a high performer. Everybody is.
You know what, Jazz? That's why I like the star system better than eights and all that number system.
Yeah, what's
I like
a
the stars
0.5,
because
right?
if you get if a game is an 8, it's 4 stars. You know, if a game is a 9 or a 10, you know it's a 5-star game.
Yeah.
So if you're giving the game 2 stars, you know that's a 4.
They got to get rid of the numbers.
But you know,
what they got to
a lot
do
of
is
these
say
websites,
buy it or wait, just like ACG. Buy it or wait. Buy it now or wait. Is this something you got to play or something you can wait on? Yeah, Link.
A lot of these games websites lately, they didn't used to be this way, but I don't know if Sony's quality has been so great that now they're grading. They're scrutinizing.
Yes.
They're being very harsh with the PlayStation exclusives compared to other games.
They might lose viewers.
And I'm not saying that because I like PlayStation. I'm saying that because I'm reading and seeing this stuff, and I'm like, some of these nitpicks that you're taking points off for on a third-party game, you're not doing that.
Exactly.
Or on an Xbox exclusive, you're not doing that. There's no way you can tell me Halo Infinite was a 9 or a 10 out of 10 with as much content it was missing. There's no way.
It's a downgrade from the previous game. It was a downgrade from the previous game. I gotta understand how that game was better. It was different format. It should have been taken with much more scrutiny because it was the first foray into this free-to-play model. And the problem is they messed up every which way. Content, story, set pieces, variety, all the things that Halo used to have were not in this one. How can you say that this is the Halo back to Call of Arms when it's less than what Halo 5 was? And Halo 5, they only had issues with the story elements and they did not know how to introduce a new character well. Like, if you look at how, and I don't want to put this on how Sony does it, but you look how Sony introduces new characters like Atreus and they introduced the Aloys,
Nadine and
all
Chloe.
her people, Nadine, even what's her name, the one that everybody hates, Abby. You know, how they introduce new characters. They don't make you like. They did not introduce Locke in a proper way. They gave him a movie. They put him in the game.
Locke was badass.
He was good, but they just made him overshadow Chief.
He deserved better.
But they mistaken the whole Chief story. People wanted to play as Chief in the story, and they just didn't do it right. And people complained about that. But that was about it. Nobody said gut Halo, turn it into a free-to-play game, and we want to just be walking around with bootleg characters, bootleg Cortana and bootleg Joel, and just walking around this barren kind of Minecraft-looking level, fighting the same enemies that we've been fighting. Oh, you're going to bring the brutes back. Hell, you took a risk when you brought back the Prometheans. Where did they go? Where are the Prometheans?
Yes.
They're just gone? Now it's just brutes and grunts and elites? We're back? We've been fighting the same enemies for the last 20 years. Oh, you introduced some flying characters and somebody you teased that we might fight later on. Like, that's what you did. That's a 9? You took back everything.
No. And you know, Jed, the thing is, when you hear it, and this is what I like about our conversations, we're talking about the games as an instance. It's not that we hate the Microsoft's Xbox or the PlayStation, Sony PlayStation, Nintendo Switch. I don't like the route that certain developers are taking. And I think that it's bad for the franchises we love. And if you love these franchises, you have to speak out. And that's why I think it's more important to be a fan of the game than to be a fanboy for the console. Because I continuously say, like, I love Halo, I love Gears, and I want them to be better than they are. They just have not been giving me you're showing us reviews now. Man, Gears Tactics 8.
Oh, and Andre Clay just doesn't like when we talk about Halo because we're still crying about it. But at least we're keeping it in the conversation. For what I say, Andre, you're probably not even fucking playing it. So at least I'm keeping it irrelevant where you're not making relevant at all because you're probably not playing the shit like everybody else is not playing it. That thing is dead. I'm keeping that shit relevant by talking about it, but it is a sad case. And if you support that stuff, you're just as sad as Craig himself. So there's the Stevia scores right there. Look at this. There you go. Look at that. Halo Infinite, 95. Forza Horizon? Yeah, of course, 100. You know, Age of Empires, 81. Psychonauts, 90. Simulator, Microsoft, 95. Gears Tactics, 85. Bleeding Ass, 80. Ori, 90. Of course. Gears 5, 90. Maybe it did have a better story. State of Decay 2, 80. Oh, Jesus.
No, State of Decay 2 was broken
Holy
ass
Spirit, activate.
That
Every
game was
Spirit,
broken.
activate. 80 for State of Decay 2. But here it is. Ghost of
They have a
Tsushima, a
button.
70. Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima, 70? God of
You
War,
know.
an 80? You guys are on some sugar high, you stevia fuckers. But we'll go back to making booty bucks and giving him the goddamn sugars and 2 creams. Because all you are,
Maybe
the
that
goddamn
website is
stevia.
run.
They are disgraceful.
Maybe that website is run by some crazy Xbox fanatic.
You
You
know,
know what I mean?
listen about this. And Andre, I don't know what you're doing here then. Take a walk. This is the thing. Look at this. I'm going to tell you this. There are certain regions that kind of like the Xbox. Mexico is one of them. Southern America.
And
Australia is another one.
Yeah.
Australia is another one. I remember when the 360 launched, how they made the 360 thing on the Sydney beach. Australia definitely has a big Xbox following as well. And these stevia guys, not only do they make sugars, but they're Australian. So maybe there is a little thing, but these are pretty whacked. If I was an editor on that website, I'll be like, dude, like, we got to come to some median here, because there's definitely there's some games that are like, whoa, like, you guys, I don't know if you're trying to get the clicks, and maybe when like other people are trashing, and this is where I think it is about the clicks, because if you look at this, right? If you look at this, the games that probably were getting shit on, like Bleeding Ass, let's give it an 80 and look like the outlier, so people might click on us. Hey, State of K2 is like buggy disaster, getting 6s and 7s, the Metacritic of 68. Let's give it an 80. Because you're looking at the Metacritic scores. Look at the Metacritic's next to it. State of K got a Metacritic of 66. They gave it an 80. All right? The Metacritic's next to it. Bleeding Ass got a Metacritic of 66. They gave it an 80. Psychonauts, they're pretty much leveled. With Ori, yeah. But then you look at the other ones. God of War is 94s. They gave it an 80. Last of Us Part 2 is a 93. They gave it an 80. Ghost of Tsushima was an 83. They gave it a 70. Bloodborne, 91 Metacritic. They gave it a 75. Demon Souls Remake, 92 Metacritic. Gave it a 75. Uncharted Legacy of Thieves, 87 Metacritic. They gave it a 65. Forbidden West, an 88 Metacritic. They gave it a 65.
Had like
They're
a 70,
off.
right? Out of all the PlayStation games, it's the only one. And here's the thing: this is without that day one patch that had issues. But with that day one patch, the game didn't have issues. It was a solid 8. They gave it a 7, Metacritic wise, but I think it was a solid 8. And I actually, when I look at all the games on the Xbox side, I played Forza 5. I think it's a solid game. To me, it's a 9. It's damn near a 10. Halo Infinite is a 7. Didn't play Age of Empires. Psychonauts 2, I played it. I think it's an 8. Microsoft Flight Simulator, didn't play it. Gears Tactic, played it. It's a solid game.
It was all right, but like 85
Gears Tactic it's a solid.
I would say
probably.
80 was about where it should have been.
Out of all the games on this list,
sequel.
the only 2 that I can say deserve really poor scores as like 6 is that Bleeding Edge and State of Decay. They were bad at launch. They were broken. Everything else on the Xbox side is 8 and up. It's solid 8s and up. With the exception of maybe Halo, that's like the outlier. It's a 7 because it just doesn't do anything direct. But there again, like even on PlayStation side, I would say everything is 8 and up. There's only like 2 games on this whole list for both consoles that I can say, damn, these games are broken. Like for the most part, we didn't get any problems with Horizon Forbidden West, Uncharted Lost Legacy, Demon Souls Remake, Bloodborne, Ghost of Tsushima. Last of Us 2, maybe people had a way about the story, but as far as the game working, it worked. Even Death Stranding, it worked. Days Gone worked with the day one patch. A lot of the problem with Days Gone was a lot of the people were reviewing it. They got earlier and didn't do the and then bugs. So my whole thing is like this list of games between both consoles, they're all good games. With the exception of, I would say, Bleeding Ass and State of Decay. Those are the 2 games they can just scrap from this list and never exist.
Yeah, we're not talking about it now. Oh, Bleeding Ass is done. But State of Decay, they improved it and stuff. We're not talking about it now. We're talking about when it launched. Because they don't re-review games, which is another problem.
Even when it launched, none of these games on PlayStation, like I said, the only outlier was Days Gone, and that's because it didn't have the day one patch. All the rest of the games work.
Or the hell they are. I don't know. They make the sugars. I don't know what their reviews are.
Stevia. Wait, they're Australian, right?
I think, yeah.
Yeah, they're Australian. So that kind of makes sense. That Australia loves Xbox. Mexico loves it. It's like you said, certain territories love Xbox.
Territories that do it. They gave Crackdown a 4 out of 10. Well, geez, there's no saving that game. Yeah, PAX Australia. Yeah, they're based in the here. Where are their reviews here?
So they gave Crackdown a 4 out of 10?
Let's see. Oh, no.
I mean, Crackdown was a 7. I don't think it was a 4 out of 10. It worked.
A 7.
I would not give it no 7.
What I'm saying about it worked, and for what it was worth, you can complete the game to the end and have some fun with it. But it was nothing revolutionary. It wasn't broken.
Let's see what they gave.
Like, it worked for what it was. It wasn't broken.
What the hell is
so maybe I'm too forgiving for certain things. To me, anything when you're talking about a 6 and below, that's a game that I would say at 4 and 5, the game doesn't work.
Josh says no, Australia does not love Xbox.
Hey, 6s it's super lackluster. Like it's super lackluster. 7 is like this brings nothing new to the table, and the previous game did it better. Like 8 is like, yo, you're on the right track. 9 is like,
they came to my awareness when people were going after them for the Last of Us 2. And they gave it an 8, actually.
I don't think we're talking about scores, right? I don't think that, and if I'm not mistaken, Elden Ring hasn't scored. No sites scored it below a 9, right?
No, I don't know. It actually didn't have.
I think it's gotten everything has been 9s because to get a 97, you basically you could score anything lower than an 8.5.
They gave it a 4. They did give Crackdown 3 or 4. They said the agent should have stayed dead. Oh damn.
Yeah, that's
true. Crackdown was a mess.
The
Crackdown was a friggin' mess, though. That thing was a goddamn mess. That multiplayer, the 3 maps, you couldn't join multiplayer with friends. Like at all, no party matching with multiplayer with that bogus kind of destruction. And the campaign was bare bones, man. You just ran through that thing, jumping around with Terry Crews. Azure destructibility, yeah. So at least they got something right. Clock could be wrong 2 times a day. So they got something right there. True. So, but anyway, so like the thing is about this whole blacklist stuff. Like I know it's a business, and that people really look at Metacritic and things like that, and I feel that there was some sort of like enough is enough, maybe to kind of scare them or maybe miss their embargo or something, but. I'm not a fan of like, we're just going to make the high reviewers review our games and inflate our score, but we know it's a business and we know it probably gets done under the table. But if Sony's doing that, but I think it's more of a warning to like, yo, dude, like chill out because, have some sort of like sense in your reviews. Like, don't just be like, because it seems that there's some pattern going on here because this is not just one game. It's been sort of a ongoing thing that they seem to be extra critical of these games.
So do you think that when they score it, it's going to get a really bad score?
I'm sure it will. They'll probably give it a 4 going, it's all about cars. I don't like cars. They gave me this to review late. I don't like cars. Here's my review. Stay tuned. And it's like, but the thing is that first off, I want to see.
I don't understand
This is what I do want to see. I want to see when Forza Motorsport comes out, I want to see the same websites giving the reviews saying it's just a car game, saying the same thing when Motorsport comes out. That's what I want to see. It's just because see, Forza Horizon could get away with it because it's an open world game and you're driving a car around, so it's sort of like there's a little bit more.
And the other thing about Forza Horizon and Motorsport is a lot of the tracks they used are made up. They're not real tracks.
Exactly.
They use some real tracks, but they use a lot of made up tracks. So people say, "Oh, this track is better than this." When you can make up your own tracks, of course. Not saying PlayStation doesn't have their own, but what I'm saying is like from what I understand about the Gran Turismo series, a lot of their cars won't be in like. Some of their cars won't be in Forza. The reason they don't do car damage, like, because a lot of people are like, oh, they don't have car damage. But there's a reason behind
that, but they're not. The cars are not denting and doing crackdown.
No, there's a reason behind it, and I think both games are good. I like the Motorsport series. I like the Horizon series. I like Gran Turismo. I think all racing games are good. When you're just talking about a simulated racing game, though, Gran Turismo is definitely
Gran
the better
Turismo's
game.
king.
Yeah, we'll get into the Gran
Yeah, it's a
Turismo
game.
impressions next.
I would definitely say Motorsport is the one that I have more fun with. Like Gran Turismo is very serious, where I can play Forza Horizon and just have fun.
Well, what about Motorsport?
I don't have to be as serious as I am with Gran Turismo.
I like Motorsport. I played all the Forza games. Like I was a Forza person. I really wasn't a Gran Turismo person, but I wasn't a huge lover of Gran Turismo Sport. It definitely didn't feel like a complete game. Like it felt it was a
stopgap. It was
because comparing it to Gran Turismo 7 and getting into this, dude, I love that cafe. That is such an addicting thing with the menu and trying and having some structure with it. Plus the way they unlock things, dude. When how they're unlocking different things. Incredible. And one of the things that you saw on the last stream that we just did, the customization, I made the Teslanator. You could add the stickers, the skins, all the different stuff right from the shop.
Yeah,
dude, it is addicting.
And
Forza did that great. That's right. Gran Turismo never did that. And Forza used to, and that was I was hooked on Forza for. And they had like a shop, and you could buy the skins and stuff, and they basically took that and flushed it out, and now Gran Turismo has it, which as a Forza player, I'm happy that Gran Turismo has that in there, because now basically it answers the things that I wanted, because the problem with GT Sport wasn't like, it felt very half-baked. It didn't have a campaign. It just had trials and stuff like that. But man, that Arnold call, which I'm going to show. But before, I'm going to talk just 1 second about Gran Turismo. The one thing I missed on last week's show, and I wanted to play this before we move off of the reviewers. I want to just play one reviewer and just hear this. Ladies and gentlemen, hear this, grinders. And hit that like button, because we're going to get into the meat and potatoes here. But well, hear this. Here we go. Speaking about Elden Ring. Let's see what this guy says.
It's kind of this world, you know? But when Sifu doesn't tell me what to do, I'm like, fuck, you gotta explain that better, Sifu. So it's like, there's definitely like some kind of, I'm being a little biased here because it is From Software. Exactly. And I know a lot of people watching the review whenever that does come out will likely call us out on that. But that's just how it is with From Soft. And I love how they do that and include it into the game.
So it is kind of low, but it was a stream that they were doing over at who was this? This was speaking about Elden Ring, about the 10 out of 10 and things like that. And the guy was basically saying like, hey, when Sifu doesn't tell you what to do, yeah, I'm trying to increase it, but there's not much I can do. That's as loud as it goes. It was just a bad recording of it. Somebody recorded off their TV. You can't hear it? All right. Everybody be quiet. Shh. We'll do it one more time.
It's just how it is with From Soft. And I love how they do that and include it into the game. It just fits kind of this world, you know? But when Sifu doesn't tell me what to do, I'm like, fuck, you gotta explain that better, Sifu. So it's like, there's definitely like some kind of, I'm being a little biased here because it is From Software. Exactly. And I know a lot of people watching the review whenever that does come out will likely call us out on that. But that's just how it is with From Soft. And I love.
That's just how it is with From Soft. I know it's too quiet, but basically. Oh, and they gave it a GT7 gave it a 6. I know VGC. So I'm sorry it's low, but that's the best audio that I have of it, because I saw it on Twitter that somebody recorded this and basically saying like, hey, when Sifu doesn't tell you where to go, that's annoying. But like, in this game, that's kind of like what FromSoft does, and we like that and things like that. And he just basically admitting the bias, and the guy's like agreeing with him instead of being like, yo, man, like I understand that's what they do, but like when other games, and this is what I don't understand. And this is the last thing I want to leave on this whole Elden Ring and all this other stuff, talking about having some sort of consistency with your websites and with your reviews. I'm not a reviewer, but I have an expectation when I read a review from a website that there's some sort of standard, there's some sort of measuring scale that is held accountable. Not some games are favored than other games. And the problem I have is that if a game like Seafood is adapting elements from what they see what's popular with Souls games, that, hey, maybe we shouldn't tell people exactly what to do, or maybe we should make it a little harder and challenging in this game. Maybe we should do that roguelike aspect to Returnal and not just make it a run and gun shooting action game. Let's add some elements from what we see what's popular with these kind of these bringing people back to the old school arcade and things like that, like where you have certain lives. It's a challenge. Get better. Do this. Learn the tactics. Learn the things. Don't just run through in God mode. So they're adapting some things that FromSoft and other games are using and putting it in their game. But when you have a reviewer going, oh no, 6 out of 10 because it's too hard, it needs an easy mode, where is that inspiration for the developer to want to include that to their games? Other developers they're sitting there going, oh damn, that Seafood game made that game hard. You know what? Make sure we ship with an easy mode in our game. We just saw them that review. Everybody looks, all right? Devs look at reviews. Other devs look at reviews. Other devs look and see what Horizon's doing. They see what Phil's doing. They see what everybody's doing. The industry talks. And if they see a game getting dinged because it's too hard, what would you do if you were a game developer and you're working night and day making a game and you're going to release this game? What would you do if you saw a Seafood, a Kana, things like that getting ding points and the complaint is it's too hard? What would you do as a game publisher to try to make the most money and sales of your game and make it review well? And you planned on making it a challenging game because you want to give your game some legs. You want people to stay invested in your game. You want people to learn and grow to like your characters and like the gameplay. So you're going to make it a challenge. Now I can make it just a run through, too easy, 4 out of 10. What would you do? What would you do, guys? You would go probably right back to your guys and go, guys, put an easy mode in the game. Those games over there just got points deducted because they were too hard and didn't have an easy mode. Go put an easy mode in the game. Don't make it too hard. Make it accessible and do that. Meanwhile, when FromSoft comes out and FromSoft makes the game hard, doesn't tell you where to go, all of a sudden, it's the charm. That's what they do. Great. They're just a FromSoft game. That's what they're doing. What great work. That's what they do. They're the OG. They do this. And meanwhile, they don't get dinged points. But if somebody else tries to do it, which is good for that genre, to make people want to explore roguelike games. Like games like, what's funny is that Returnal got nicked on this whole challenge, but then Deathloop got all hundreds because Deathloop was an easy version of that kind of model. They gave you spawn points. They made you do it your thing. They made you run around in co-op. And you basically just did the death loop. You could have and that whole element kind of blew. It didn't really work because people couldn't use it as a co-op aspect where she's chasing you down and stuff like that. But there was a save state. You don't lose everything. You do this and everybody's like, oh, hundreds. But if the game was too hard and made you restart at the beginning, oh, no. You need biome save points. No. I'm not going back to the beginning. Even they try to put it as a story element. No. It wasn't just in there because they try to make it a story. It was called Returnal. You return back to the beginning. No. It says it in the name. But if other people do it, it gets dinged. So as a developer, how are you benefiting the gaming industry and moving it forward? That's what I have to say. How are you embracing change, embracing developers taking risks? When they do and try to incorporate that stuff, you ding points because it's not the OG FromSoft. That's the issue that I have with that whole thing, because we talk about growing the industry and growing genres that may be niche and stuff like that. And when opportunities arise for them to do that, he says it right there. When Seafood did it, I didn't like it. But FromSoft, I give him a thing. Yeah, I'm biased. Keep that shit at the door. You want to do that on your little fan page, do that. But you better not incorporate that shit into your review. You better have a neutral review. That bias, you keep that shit at the door. And that's what I'm noticing a lot. I'm noticing that it's like fanboys reviewing games. And if the fanboy doesn't like the game, the fanboy gives it a bad score and nobody questions it. Ship it, put it on Metacritic. It's a 6, yeah, whatever. I don't like these games, okay. I don't like racing games, 5 out of 10 for GT7. Put it on Metacritic, there you go. Nobody's saying, excuse me, where's the editors? Where's the senior editors? Where are all the people checking this stuff? Making sure they have enough time, making sure that they understand what's going on, making sure that some consistency and validity to their website. Nah, just put it out there. We're a fan. We'll get some clicks with that one. Some bullshit. So anyway, there's my rant on that stuff. Now we're going to go to, yeah, like my grind my gears. There it is. Salty. All right. Next topic. Need a new drink. So we're going to do, GT7 impressions. I'm just going to give quick ones here. You basically saw my stream. I streamed for almost 4 hours. My God. I think it was I went 1 o'clock in the morning. Dude, it was so much fun. I want to thank everybody for coming through that thing. I had such a blast just streaming with everybody. Frogs, thank you for jumping on, man. Had a good time. Frog jumped on. He was playing, and I said, we're going to get a grindhouse race going. We're going to get a custom race going. And I learned, thank you guys for sending me the links, how to upload photos and stuff like that. But, man,
Jed, you got to tell them about your motion control experience. Don't forget that.
Yes. So Frog comes on to the show. So here we go. So I'm going to show my Teslanator, who said, I'll be back in first. That's what he said. So the Teslanator was born. Here, the Teslanator. So Frogs comes on and he goes, you got to try this. I'm like, what? He goes, you got to do, right like that. I'll be back to the front. So, yes, I will accept I forgot to accept your friend request. I will. Yes, and I will do more streams because I had a blast. That was so much fun. So Frog comes on to the stream and he's like, hey, try these motion controls. I'm like, Frog, I know you like the Wii. I know you like the Wii U. You were the only person that got it. But Frog, what are you talking about? He's like, do the motion controls. And I'm like, all right, Frog, you sure? He goes, yes. Let me tell you, Frog, man, that was the best recommendation. So everybody, turn on the motion controls for the DualSense controller when you're playing Gran Turismo. It makes the controller function as the wheel. I can't believe how accurate it is and how awesome it is, because with the adaptive controllers, the triggers, and the motion and the vibration, the way they have the dead zone set up, man, it is on point. It is not all snapping around and all this other stuff, and it's so much smoother than the analog sticks where you're constantly kind of just tapping it.
The motion controls will make you rethink getting. Yes. And I'm not saying the wheel is not good, but I'm having so much fun with Gran Turismo 7 that I've actually thought about getting a wheel. And then I tried the motion controls and I was like, damn, I don't have to spend this money because it's so good.
It is.
That
I didn't pull
it's just you can really tell they did a lot of crap with this controller in this game. You can tell.
Yeah, it's the dead. The thing is usually when you turn that on, I thought when I saw that option at first, I was like, oh, it's gonna be sort of I have to keep recentering it, similar to how you do.
In
Dreams. Dreams, your little nodule guy veers off to the right, and then you got to hit the menu button to get him back in the middle. And I'm like, you know what? I tried the motion controls and that. I'm not doing this and this. But man, when you put that on here, they got the dead zones. And I don't know. I guess it's the PS5 controller that has just better motion, six axis or whatever the hell it is. But man, it is so natural when you are turning the wheel, and when you have those adaptive triggers. Yeah, look at this. I took no shit. Man, the Teslanator was crashing into people. That was the guy in first place, and that's when I was like, I'll be back in first. That's what I said. And then basically, I'm gonna have to make the booster car. Man, I'm making the Philness car. I'm making cars, but the Teslanator doesn't take shit from anybody and crashes in there. Man,
if I had to say anything, I want more in Gran Turismo. I want more variations of cars. Like, for instance, you only gave me one Tesla. Where's my Plaid? Where's my 3? Where's my X?
They said the Model 3's coming. I don't care about it. We heard you. I want the Model 3 in there.
And here's the other thing, Jazz. We got to speak on this. We got to speak on this because a lot of people. Please, people, play the game for yourself. Stop hearing microtransaction. If you play the game, you get so much credits, you never have to buy anything. If you're lazy and you want to Fortnite it and buy it, go ahead.
And that's what it is. People saying the cards cost $30. I'm like, what? You go in there.
No, you can earn that shit.
Yeah. You can earn credits.
Yes, you don't have to buy anything. You can earn everything in game, and it's not that like the way Gran Turismo set up is they actually teach you really how to drive each type of kind of class of car. So you're learning as you get money, and then you can go back in there and race some of these races in the different leagues. And it's
You get money
like,
for
look,
everything, dude. Even if you
the
put
game is not
different
the
challenges
game is
on it.
not perfect, but I tell you this. That microtransaction bullshit, I hated it because like even with Forza, if you race the race, you never have to buy anything. Like I don't understand why
Yeah,
people will
I'm
look at a
racing right
game
here.
like Forza or Gran Turismo and say, "Oh man, microtransaction." I feel when you're
Yeah,
looking
it's
at
just the
it's something
Twitter
like Halo.
idiots.
When that's egregious. When you're like, "Yo, I gotta buy Catters, I can't earn it," or "I gotta buy this, I can't earn it." Halo's microtransaction stuff is egregious because you actually have to put money. You don't get
Well,
anything
they put
back
the
except
good
for
stuff
cosmetic
in the
stuff.
marketplace that you have to buy. That's the
Yeah,
issue with
your
the
left
Halo battle
shoulder, right
pass.
shoulder, left knee, right knee. I
I want to
mean,
show the
that's kind of.
microtransactions
It's
here.
not like that in these racing games. If you play any racing game you played for 9 times out of 10, for the most part, it's not going to be like that.
No, and all it is like so when you finish your race, you get your credits, right? So you get your credits here. So you get 10,000 credits for winning the race, depending on the challenge of like how challenging it is. If it's a clean race, you get bonuses and all that other stuff. And then you win cars, and this is what you do on the thing. You win the cars, and you get level up and stuff like that. So then you could go here and buy used cars that have oil, like have miles on them and things like that. And they'll have different endurances and stuff like that depending on their used cars. Or you could go and buy new cars. And when you go to the shop, there's a cow I zoomed in on. But when you go to the shop, if you want to add credits, like top off your credits, that's where the real money comes in. But that's if you just want to hurry up and get money to buy something. It's not that there are cars in the shop. And I'm trying to find out where the hell that thing was because it's so stupid. Where the hell is it? I'm trying to see when I went into. Oh, it probably won't show it because it took me to the PlayStation store. That's why. But like you top off your credits. And I don't think it shows. Yeah, because it went to the PlayStation store, so it wouldn't show it. But see, look, maximum reward here, 75,000 points if you finish this race. Like 75,000 credits. That could buy a car. So like it's kind of stupid. And see, this is where it is, right here. When you come to this part, where the hell is it? Yeah, when you come to this part and you want to like add credits, like so you could come up here. So you have 134,000 credits, right? Now this is some bootleg stuff here. This is where I do have to complain. So the guy here, Clayton, our buddy Clayton over here, he's charging me 300 credits for an oil change. This is a Tesla. They don't do oil changes. And I was like, excuse me? I thought it was a glitch. So I clicked on it. Son of a bitch took 300 credits from me and gave the Tesla the oil change. I immediately tweeted that out. Elon, this is some horse shit. I had to go check my Tesla. I'm like, they told me they don't need oil changes. And then an engine overhaul. The Tesla don't have an engine. They're trying to finesse you out of 20,000 credits. So simulation my ass. The Tesla doesn't need an oil change. Clayton, son of a bitch. He tried to nickel and dime me, and then he ripped off his mask, and it was Phil Ness. And he's like, with that oil change comes 2 months of Game Pass. I'm like, oh, shit! Try to throw in oil changes and friggin' Game Pass subscriptions. Holy shit, that Clayton. Phil Ness right there. So anyway, I dare to use it. There's Clayton right there. He goes, he's giving me some Phil Ness here. He goes, it'll improve performance, my oil change. It'll improve the performance of the Tesla. I'm like, oh, shit. How many months of Game Pass come with that oil change? I think I give you 2 months. Now, right here. Shit. See, so right here, right? So here's the money. $50 to wash my car. All right, I gave him a car wash. Okay, fine. You can wash it. You want to see the car wash? $50. I'll show you the car wash for $50. Watch this. One guy, one sponge. Watch this. $50. Is this worth $50? Here comes the car wash. I'm talking here. I must be talking here. Excuse me. Where's the car wash? Show me the guy. Where is he? Dude, I was wilding on this thing, man. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning. I was freaking wilding at these prices. Look at this! Does that look like $50 a car wash? He didn't even rinse the shit off. He just put some soap on the window. That's a Phil Ness cover. I'm telling you right now, that's a Phil Ness cover, that friggin' Clayton. Here comes the oil change. I wanted to see what the oil change was. I wanted to see if it really went through as an oil change. There it is. But see here, if you go to balance details, top it off. Look at this. This is 300. The Tesla doesn't do oil. Holy shit. That was the reason why I bought it. They said no oil changes. They factor it in your savings. But anyway, there's my complaints. Oil changes for the Tesla. Boo-hoo. But man, that car wash, that was some finesse right there. Some of the bitches came out. One guy, one sponge. He wiped his ass with it and said $50. Oil change, they just put oil on the. There is no engine. You open up the front of the Tesla, it's more storage. It's called a frunk. It opens up. There's no engine. It's a big battery at the bottom of the car. Big iPhone. And 4 wheels. There's no engine. Engine overhaul. Dude, they got some finesse going on this thing. Elon Musk better get out there. GT7 got to fix that thing, but they got to fix that. No oil changes. They use fry oil. I got my wallet washed. Dude, they took me in the back and they said $50 and they beat me up. This I'll beat your ass for $50. But look at all these cars I got. I didn't buy them. All right? All you microtransaction war heroes. I didn't buy any of these cars, you stupid asses. You earn it all. All right? Now go tell me why you pay $15 a month for Game Pass. Please, microtransactions. You live in a fucking microtransaction. $15, please. Phil, what'd you give me? Did you see Crossfire X? Your life is a microtransaction, you war heroes. God damn it. You're paying $15 a month for no games worth a damn. Oh, Mortal Kombat 10 is coming there. Woo! Hey, remember, what is it? Guardians of the Galaxy came out last year. $15, please. Your life is a microtransaction. There's no microtransactions in this game to buy cars. It's only to get extra points if you need to top off. So calm the hell down. Now, let me tell you something with Forza. Forza 7 had some microtransactions, but the reason why is that they use them as consumables. Halo has those too. They're called consumables for goals. They had consumables which were boosters.
There was game mod.
It affected the game, but it was a random. Like you paid to open up a chest that gave you boosts. And those boosts basically like this. If I had to pay money to earn tickets for roulette wheels, that would be an egregious microtransaction. But I earn that by completing the story missions. I get roulette, and they finesse me, giving me the bootleg rupees, the bootleg goddamn change. I get 2,000 credits. But yeah, I earn money. See? You earn money for doing everything. Winning races, filling up the card. So chill out. All right? The game is awesome. The game has an amazing customization. They added the stuff that Forza had in it for all those years. And the DualSense is insane. They added weather effects, which are pretty damn good. I do think that Drive Club and I think even Forza did it a little bit better with the water. Like it's definitely a little safe. The replays though look incredible, but when you're driving it, it does look pretty awesome. But what they did, the headlights, the lighting, oh my god, insane. The way the lights hit everything and through the mist and stuff, dude, it is awesome.
Yeah, you talking about GT?
Yes. Yeah,
so the way, I've been hearing some people saying the game don't look good and stuff, or the car. I don't know what game they're playing. I mean, yeah, if you go way out off the track and look at the people, I mean, there's not a lot of detail, but this isn't an open world game. This is a track racer. So, I mean, why are we picking out stuff like that? You know what I mean?
What's going to happen? Like, what's going to happen when Forza comes out? What is the first thing?
Mm-hmm.
See, with that, what they don't realize is that whatever you put out, you're going to get back. So when you go and celebrating Horizon and celebrating Halo and saying PlayStation doesn't have games, I was like, you guys are idiots. Why is that the
Crazy.
narrative? What is you're stupid? You knew there were games that came out already for Sony early in the year. Now Xbox has some games. Why don't you celebrate those games and enjoy them and not go, we got now I could get back a PlayStation. I've been holding this tweet in for 1 year. I got to let it out now. We got games now, Like, it's like, but you know the release list. Sony's going to come out with 3 games in the first 4 months. All right? What are you doing here? Like, you know that's going to come right back at you. So now you're taking this game, zooming in up somebody's ass in the grass. You know when Forza Motorsport releases, and you better cross your goddamn fingers that game is not going to be the service game of maybe shipping 20 cars and saying, we are going to plan on 4 cars a month moving forward. Here's 5 tracks and 20 cars. Forza Motorsport, the service game. Because there's a reason why this has been coming out every 2 years, Forza Motorsport, and now it's skipped 3. Because they're building that service game. You know that Halo Infinite free-to-play multiplayer that everybody loves? You like that model? You like that? Well, that's what Forza is going to become. So enjoy. You see 400 cars here day 1, yellow microtransactions. Get ready for Forza the service game, and you're going to get 20 cars, 5 tracks, more to come. We heard you. So you better keep quiet. And the first thing people are going to do is run right up Forza's ass.
You're right.
Go take it. So you better cross your fingers. We haven't seen Forza yet, so be careful what you wish for. But anyway, sorry, Link. Go ahead.
I was just saying, I mean, this game, I mean, the level of detail in the cars is a match. I mean, Forza doesn't, none of the Forza games, Motorsport or Horizon, have this type of detail in their vehicles. So,
now the vehicles. What I was amazed with is, like, when I was looking at this Simpsons car that I had, was that somebody did the Mario bus, and then I found all the clips. But like the Simpsons car that I was racing, where is it? Is this it? Like, I couldn't believe the detail of how that skin went on that car. Like, I couldn't believe, like, yeah, and you just doing the Vista mode and stuff, and like, look at this. This is insane. I was just like, this is sick. Like, look at that. And what's crazy is that those on the decals, when you're racing, you look back, those stickers are the Simpsons in the back. It is so crazy, like how they made the cars look so great, but even the liveries and the skins are high quality pictures and things like that. Like, it's insane. It's really awesome. They hit every element of it, and it's amazing because I realized playing this how much was missing from GT Sport, and I saw why it got the rating that it got, because people thought it was a great game at its core, but it really wasn't a full Gran Turismo game. Because when I playing this, I'm like, oh baby, like this is a game, because this is kind of like, you know, it has the campaign, it has the races, it has some story to it, it has that cafe, it has a fully featured livery, and it's incredible. Like, this is awesome. They just made everything better, and it looks great. It's really awesome. Like, I'm enjoying it. And, you know, I'm not going to say, hey, if you don't like cars, you're going to like this game. But, man, there's a lot of fun to be had. And for me, it's a great game to have in your library. I'm a gamer where I like to collect. I like to kind of have that arcade approach where if I walk into an arcade, I kind of go, what mood am I in today? Like, do I want to play racing? Do I want to shoot things? Do I want to have a story? Do I want to play multiplayer? I like having all options available to me at any given time. So, like, I, as a gamer, would like, my gaming habit is like, hey, this is a game that I want to have in my collection, because when I want to have a race and just sit back and race games, I got the best racer out there. And that's kind of like what I'm doing. The difference is, though, is I'm really kind of hooked with this. Like, usually with racing games, I kind of play them, and it's kind of like I play them the first night going, wow, this looks cool, and then I'm done. I'm like, I want to unlock more cars. I want to create cars. I want to take photos. I want to see more maps. I want to unlock more things in that stupid cafe with Luca telling me his name is Luca, and he sells you all the stuff. Like, I'm kind of addicted to it. Like, I'm really enjoying it. And now, when I got these stickers here, I can make any card I want, and now I know how to upload them. We're going to have a gaming grindhouse car out there. I'm definitely making one. I got to figure out what it is. But the Teslanator will rule. And the sound, too, Frog, that was the other thing, too. When you're riding that Tesla, you know, it sounds, you don't hear the engine. Like, it sounds like when you're riding in the car, because there's no engine. There's just this hum from the battery and the wheels. Like, there's no rumbling. There's no engine. Even when it's shifting gears, you feel that in other cars.
I was gonna say that. Like, you don't hear me driving a Tesla versus the Mustang versus my freaking Mini Clubman. You don't hear it. It's different. And then the crazy thing about it is, and this is why I say, like, this DualSense makes every game you play better when it's really used.
Mm-hmm.
I'm driving on Tokyo Expressway.
Yes,
I feel it. I'm like,
flat.
yo, I can feel the rain is hitting my car. I feel the rain. I feel the. I'm like, yo, they got this controller. Kind of makes the game experience that, because what happens is when you go to a game that doesn't have any DualSense features, you realize, like, wait, why am I not feeling? You can tell, why am I not feeling this in my controller? You know, it's like when I go on Horizon, I'm walking through bushes and I can feel each brush of the bush hitting my controller. And I do the same thing in Elden Ring, and I'm trying to like stealth kill somebody. I don't feel crap because I'm, you know, walking through it like the planet, my body is invisible. You can feel the difference.
Mm-hmm.
The DualSense makes a big difference in a lot of games, especially this racing game. Feeling the ground, feeling the grip, feeling the weight of your car. Like, you can tell when you're driving a Mustang versus a Tesla versus the Audi. You can tell.
And you can tell what wheel is affected when you go off road or your wheels are screeching. The controller, your lower left hand, you'll feel it. Your lower upper right hand, you'll feel like it, basically if you're holding a car in your hand.
Press on that brake, you're gonna feel the tension behind that brake too.
I know, it's insane.
You can feel
it's
it.
incredible.
It's crazy.
You feel, and no one else too.
That's me.
Okay.
You know, it's pretty cool. I'm looking at playing GT, and I'm doing the license test, and it shows you like all your friends and like what their scores are and stuff.
Yeah.
And I just beat Frogs when they get scores.
Oh, Frogs got you. I know. I was trying to beat J-Dub. Like, I saw J-Dub beat me in the brake test, and I'm like, oh man. Like, I want to just like stop in that brake area and but you can't. It's really the fun. They're fun. The other cool thing is we were talking about it on the stream, was when you go a certain speed, like 140 miles or 130 miles, you start hearing wind and your car vibrates. Like, if you were hitting those speeds, if you ever hit those speeds, you know, whenever, but you know, when you hit a high speed or something like that, like, your car kind of starts vibrating and you hear the wind. And that happens when you hit a certain speed, you'll hear that. And I'm imagining if they do this in VR and they got the vibrations in the headset, you might start feeling some of that vibration in your head when you're hitting high speeds, which will be pretty intense because it gets you like, yo, I'm like out of control because I'm driving at 150 miles an hour, 130 miles an hour. And it's pretty awesome, like how they implement that shaking in the air when you hit a certain speed, like how it would be in real life. I'm showing here how you could just go into a car editor now. You go into content search for decals, and you could just search for anything. And I was searching for Van Damme. The grinders were going wild. They had me searching for all different things like Phil and looking up Halo and all this other stuff. But like some of the things weren't in there. But you could upload images to this thing. But people have, and they have a lot up in there. Man, I added bullet holes. Where's the bullet holes? I had the bullet holes. I added the guns to it. It is freaking awesome. And you can determine what kind of, like, the stickers, if you want the stickers to be shiny, if you want them to be matte. Dude, it's insane. And then you could buy, like, that Simpsons one, this one. You buy this, and basically, if you don't have these colors in your collection, it'll just kind of calculate, hey, these colors, you need this metallic blue or this metallic yellow to do this car. Do you want to pay for it? And it's like, yeah, okay, well, it's 5,000 credits, and then now you get the skin, plus you got the paint colors as well. So that's kind of how they do the ones if you want to buy a whole style on there. But then you could just buy the stickers and make your own car. And, dude, look at what they did here. Look at the Super Mario Brothers car, the van that they made. It's insane. Now, all those are decals that you could download and just put them on your car. But man, it is awesome.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, was it Forza or Gran Turismo that people were doing like the Mario decals and like Nintendo wanted to take it out?
See, the way they did it in Forza is that they used the shapes, and they used the shapes to create these things. Now, in Gran Turismo, apparently you could just remove the background and upload any art, like anything.
Interesting.
So, because I was looking at some of these and I was like, dude, the Ghostbusters sign and all this other stuff. Like you see,
That's pretty cool.
In Forza, they use these. They use all these shapes, and people did overlapping and things like that, and they would sell the decals. In Gran Turismo, it looks like people they're just uploading decals. Like they're just uploading GIFs and stuff.
I thought they were making those. I was like, man,
some of them are
good.
made, but I don't think so, man. Some of these things look like they were just ripped right from the website. Look at this. They got all the Paw Patrols. I said Smooth's gonna be all hyped up. They got all the Paw Patrols. They even have Tracker. And they got Ryder. They got Looney Tunes. They got Goofy. It's crazy. They got even the Paw Patrol friggin' headquarters. It's crazy. They got all these like Saturday morning cartoon characters. They got Rugrats. And you just
I was
click
going
on
to
this
say
thing and
something
download
else.
and put it on your car.
Really, that people are the biggest feature in this game. I would say that I think that they added to Gran Turismo that I really like is that music rally.
Yes.
That music rally, and there's more to come. Y'all haven't played it. If you own the game, definitely play the music rally. The second song, "Vroom Vroom" with Idris and Coffee, and man, that song is amazing. As a matter of fact, I think there was the morning of Gran Turismo's launch. I think PlayStation released a video with them, which the Fanatic steering wheel. It's just a really good mode that I think a lot of people aren't really paying attention to, or not enough in reviews are being said about it. I think that mode right there is really different. I can't wait to see what songs and music they add. I would like to get some Def Leppard in here, some Metallica. I would like to get some, freaking Run DMC. There's a lot of songs I think can go well in the racing mode. Give me my tricky song
too in the content thing, but I wasn't doing it on the stream, but they got so much stuff that you can do, and the music ones are pretty damn cool. Like
music rallies amazing.
The music rallies are pretty cool because you're just kind of keeping the beat with the music, and as you hit through gates, it kind of continues the song, and you want to complete the song. So, dude, yeah. Again, there's a lot to it, and that's one of the things I really liked what Forza did because they made it. Yes, the track racing it was, but like the livery editors, the photos, the other things, I liked how they fleshed it out and made it like a really you could go in there and just make cars and that's it. Now Forza had a whole marketplace that they used to have. They kind of changed that.
Yeah.
But this one I like that. It's all free. It's all like just what people create. You can make whatever you own. The only thing that costs you credits is the paint colors and things like that. So it's really not the because people were actually making things and trying and selling them, and there was a marketplace for that where like you would sell your credits and then they will sell you the game. So you can make a decal and then you can put a price on it. So people kind of outprice them if you couldn't get them. So this one people just did decals. Dude, it was hilarious. The Gran Turismo. But yeah, I'm loving it. I think it's great. I'm gonna stream some more of it. Look at the grass and the effects when they got crashed into the wall. It was awesome. I think here I zoomed in on the horse. Everybody cares so much about where is it? Just before
what's going on outside of the race instead of the race.
Yeah, where I zoomed in on the cow. Where was it?
They were like, oh, that's not a real looking cow. Look at that person in the third stand from the left. You're like, really? Are we really doing this?
I think I spotted Kojima in the crowd. There was a guy who looks exactly like Kojima. There's some strange people in the crowd, though. If you want to zoom in and have a laugh.
Hey, speaking of Kojima Konami, yeah. I hope you got that on your list of topics.
No, I don't. Get Frog. Tell them about it. I'm going to get a drink. Hold on. Tell them about it.
So basically, there's a rumor that Sony has acquired. I don't know what acquired means. I don't know if they actually purchased it. I'm just guessing when they say acquired, it means they purchased it outright. They've acquired a franchise from Konami to do on their own. I'm hoping to hell this Castlevania, and I'm hoping that Blue Point does it because I think that they have the ability to do. I'm hoping it's Castlevania. I think there's a lot of franchises. A lot of people want to see a Metal Gear. Metal Gear was going around. I kind of feel that franchise is what it is. Without Kojima, I don't know if that franchise could be the same. But I'm hoping I really do hope it's not Metal Gear. I'm hoping it's Castlevania because I would like a whole reboot of that franchise to really give it in the stuff it deserves. Like Castlevania is a really good franchise, and if you're not really into Castlevania, I would say go watch the anime series on Netflix. Even go watch Dracula Untold. There's a lot of stuff like people think Dracula like this really horrible guy, but you really know the story of Dracula and the whole Nosferatu and Vlad the Impaler, and like this really getting deep into the lore. It's really deep. It's not what you think it is. I can see them telling a really good story. I guess the only thing is if it's a Castlevania, is what gameplay mechanics do they go with? Do they go with a Souls-like formula, which I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind that. Or do they go with a Souls-like formula where it's really hard? Do they go with a Sifu kind of mentality? Do they go with the Uncharted we telling the story? Or I think maybe they can even do a God of War kind of play on it, where it could be a really good game and it's played similar to like a God of War in this Castlevania. But it would have to be huge because Castlevania's games have always been big. So here's hoping that whatever they do, it's good.
Blue box. Don't even start Ghostface. The blue box. Dude, that guy is like face down, ass up with his tech demo, whatever the hell that guy is.
Yeah,
blue box. Jesus.
I think Konami is gonna get. I think Konami.
So you think
they
it's
said
true?
They acquired IP? I think it's gonna be Castlevania.
You think it's Castlevania? You don't think it's Metal Gear from Blue Point? That's what I think it is.
Nope. I don't. I mean, if it's acquired, does that mean they see? Here's the word. They use the word acquired. Does that mean they actually outright own the IP now, or they just paid Capcom to make their own version? You see what I'm saying? They said acquired, so the wording is weird. Acquired to me is like, okay, we own this IP now. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. So if they own Metal Gear, that could be a good thing for them. And I would like to see even Nintendo and Microsoft kind of do this, where instead of buying whole companies,
that means they own it.
If they go into companies and buy IPs, they're just say, "Hey, we want to make our version of this game." I would rather see that than buying a whole company. So if it's an IP that they rightly own and the rumors are true, I hope that Sony truly does own Castlevania, because I'm not the biggest Metal Gear Solid fan.
Yeah,
I know Metal Gear Solid fans will have.
What happens if Blue Point redoes Metal Gear Solid?
I would play
Blue Point, and Blue Point, we don't know what they're working on, and the rumor was that there was a bigger thing. It could be the Metal Gear Solid trilogy.
I mean, the first Metal Gear and the second Metal Gear to me are my favorite. Outside of that,
I'm not really interested, but it'll be interesting to see because what they did.
Metal Gear, the first Metal Gear to me is the absolute best Metal Gear game. So I would honestly say if Sony wants to acquire IP, hopefully it's Castlevania. But I'm an old Castlevania head. So if they didn't and they had Metal Gear, people would still be happy with that. Those are the two IPs I think. One of those two IPs they acquired, I think it's Castlevania. Most people think it's Metal Gear. I think it's Castlevania. I hope it's Castlevania.
I'm putting my hat in there as Metal Gear by Blue Point. That's what I'm thinking.
Ooh. So I'm thinking it's Castlevania by Blue Point done in a Souls kind of formula.
Oh no, it's gonna get dinged. It's gonna get dinged because it's not From Software. So I wouldn't do that. I won't do any Souls formulas if you're not From Software.
It's only like a couple of sites are gonna ding it. I mean, I could just see a Castlevania game coming out and not being as cryptic as a Souls game, but with that Souls gameplay formula where it's really hard. Because Castlevania games, anybody who played Castlevania games back in the day, they were all hard. Part 1, 2, 3, they're all hard games. So I don't see why you keep that formula, keep that Souls formula going with Castlevania. And maybe I'm on this freaking Souls kick with Elden Ring, but I personally think that either way, whatever franchise that they outright, I don't like to see there again. They said they own.
Yeah.
If they own the IP outright, we're just gonna have to see if it's worth whatever. If they like, oh, we own Metal Gear outright, that could be good for PlayStation because Metal Gear kind of belongs on PlayStation. If they say we own Castlevania, I mean, I personally think it's okay, but I kind of want to see. I would rather see Castlevania multiplayer. I want that franchise to grow.
Yeah, I think. Oh man, Dominic says he thinks Blue Point's making a Resistance remake. Oh damn.
Ooh, that wouldn't be bad either. But they got to be good from the ground up.
Who would make See, I could see the whole Blue Point taking on it, but see, I would not like. See, I like Blue Point. Blue Point does a great thing with the remakes and stuff like that, but it would be great if they just made their own game and not do some remake.
That's kind of what I want to see. But if it's an IP that exists in IP and they can do it better, If they say we're going to do Metal Gear from the ground up and our version of it, or we're going to do Castlevania from the ground up, our own version of it,
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind that
would be
either.
interesting.
I wouldn't mind either.
Yeah.
As long as they don't come and be like, oh, yeah, Sony. If Sony doesn't do a show and they're like, yeah, we own Bionic Commando. I'm like, really?
Bionic
Who wants
Commando.
that?
Yeah, they made. Oh my god, Bionic Commando. And now we're gonna have our Halo. The next topic here is the Halo interlude of Oh goodness. So I did a whole show on Friday. So we have too much to say, but we got to get a daily dose of Halo, the service game that should be never was. So yeah. Typical Joseph Staten, the flight attendant. Thank you for your patience. We're going to be on the runway for another 2 months. Thank you for your patience. Please don't get up out of your seats. We'll come around with some warm-ass water to keep you guys satisfied, but please stay in your seats and enjoy looking out the window on the tarmac because we're number 50 to take off today. Joseph Staten, the flight attendant, coming out saying, thank you for your patience. Details of Season 2 come out. Season 2. Remember, Season 1 started in Halo late when it launched. And they finessed everybody, telling you that Season 1, when it launched, is going to be a half a year, about 6 months in that battle pass. And it's like, what? 6 months? 3 months into it, they say, let's give you a mid-season update. Goddamn, looked like a launch patch. They fixed in a little tweaks here and there, this and this. People like, you shipped with 3 big team battle maps in the same biome. You shipped with 5 to 6 arena maps. Where is the content? You told us for 2 years that it's a service game. Day 1 guns. That guy's gone. Day 1 guns. Services. We're going to evolve over time. Time is a wasting. And you're not evolving. Well, update to Season 2. Again, a reactive update. Because people are not... It's at 10,000. We could go look at the charts. It's Steam bootleg sales. It's not doing too well. I went through my friends list on Friday night. Nobody playing Halo. A lot of Netflix and Hulu's. But nobody was playing Halo, so I don't know where the numbers are. But the numbers show 10,000 on Steam. There you go, Sam Alton. So now we're looking at it. They're telling you now in March that Season 2 starts in May. And you're getting a whopping 2 maps. 1 big team battle map and 1 arena map. That's not enough to bring me back.
They're already letting you know.
And they're letting you know 2 months in advance, Link. So what do you think is going to... Frog, what do you think is going to happen in 2 months from now? When May comes?
To be honest, I don't think it's going to move a needle.
It's not. Why are they telling you in March right now that 2 maps are coming 2 months from now?
Yeah, I think it's just something to tell you just because they know that that game is basically on the back burner for everybody.
It's
and they had, I said it before it launched, they had their chance. If you cannot come out within the first month or 2 with content, your game is going to die. If this is a 10-year project, I don't see how you're going to Ubisoft it. You can't freaking Ubisoft it. Like, this is not a game that you want to say 10-year project. You can't Destiny in it. You can't freaking, like they can't do these things and expect people to stay or come back. Like Destiny, the Witch Queen, there's a reason people are back, and there's a reason their numbers stay consistent. And I think that I don't know if it's Xbox itself, the Xbox gaming division, or if it's the studio itself. I don't want to blame 343 wholly, but I kind of want to blame the way the game is being given to people. It's a free-to-play game. They figure they can just add it whenever they add it. And I think that's part of the problem. Because it's free-to-play, it's just like, we'll just do it whenever we want.
Well, they're saying 2 maps, one called Catalyst and another one called Breaker, and new modes.
That's not enough.
Last Spot standing. That's the mode. A free-for-all elimination.
That is not enough.
A new game called Land Grab, and a return of an updated all-time favorite, King of the Hill. You're waiting 6 months for King of the Hill?
King of the Hill. Let me tell you something. Microsoft, and anybody can argue this point, and I guarantee they'll lose to me. Microsoft is known to do all their games that are multiplayer are very similar. Halo and Gears of War, just look at it. Everything's about a power weapons on there, Matt. Power weapons, and like most of their games are very similar. King of the Hill modes. There's nothing wrong with that.
That should be there.
What's wrong is you don't reinvent it. You don't make it fun. And I think that's the biggest problem they're having now. Is like with this game, they took so many features out, and I don't think you can take away stuff unless it really hurts the meta of the game. Halo 5's multiplayer meta didn't really bother the game. They took so much stuff out. The only thing they gave you was a grapple hook. And like, here you go, grapple hook.
I know.
And I'm just like, I think that they're $1 late and too short. They had to give you content, within 2 months. And the way I look at this game now, I'm thinking that maybe this game shouldn't have came out when it came out. Maybe the single player should have came out, and the multiplayer should have came out
after a year.
Middle of this year.
They released the shit in beta. But the other thing, shout out to True Witty at the $2. He goes, Xbox dude's gonna be mad if Sony buys an IP. Sony evil. Bad Sony. But meanwhile, Phil Spencer's going out there, John Cusack style, holding up a $70 billion check, buying whole goddamn publishers. Yeah. All right. That's what I mean. Like, and that's the thing that kind of grinds my gears about this, is that when you tell me they're spending over, and thank you, True Witty, for the super chat. I appreciate it. When you look at this, and it gets me thinking, like what you're saying, because you're right. With this IP that's Sony doing this stuff, what grinds my gears about this stuff is like their own studios that are under their belt are struggling to meet deadlines, promise content, meet the promises that they made, and this is not a franchise that they just took a chance on. This is 20 years of Halo. Like what I said, how can you go out there and spend $80 billion buying publishers and people excited about that of what Microsoft's going to do when the shit they got right under their nose right now, they own 343 for all these years, can't get their shit together and make sure that they're shipping quality content and meeting their deadlines. Joseph Staten promised in November that they'll have an update and a roadmap in January. January came and went, and people were like, Joe, where's the update? Joe comes out and goes, well, we got to wait for something that you can rely on. You're not even excited about this stuff. Like, why is everything like pussyfooting around? Like, you could rely on this. Like, hopefully you like this. Like, where is your confidence in this game, in this franchise? It's goddamn Halo. It's the thing that put Xbox on the map, and it looks like it can't even keep afloat. I don't understand this stuff. Like, I don't understand how Microsoft is letting this studio run this franchise into the ground, and Booty is not clapping that ass. He should be goddamn swinging on stripper poles at 343, getting them motivated with that booty clapping shit. Giving them 2 sugars and 2 creams and espresso from Booty Bucks. He got to be working that ass, and Booty's not working. How is this dude letting 343 ship 2 maps in 6 months? And look at them. Do they look like anything different than we already seen in Halo Infinite? Oh, look, a shiny interior blue space. Oh, look, a Forerunner architecture with a bridge. It's at sunset this time, everybody. Stay tuned. It's coming, not today, but 2 months from now. And guess what? You know that co-op that we've been dangling that carrot balls in front of your face? Those hairy balls that we've been dangling for 2 years? And we told you that's coming in Season 2? Well, it's not coming in Season 2. It's not coming in Season 2. It's going to be here during Season 2. Well, it's very interesting, guys, that they didn't tell us how long Season 2 is. They told us when it starts because it's on the dashboard when you go into the game. It says Season 2 starts on March this. But guess what? On May 2nd. But they didn't tell you how long Season 2 is. So co-op, which was delayed in August, was supposed to come during Season 2, which was supposed to be now, which we found out at launch that Season 1 was going to be 6 months. Now in May, Season 2 starts, but co-op is not going to be there on day 1. I hope the maps are there day 1, and not that you ship one map and going, guys, the maps and the game modes are going to come during the course of Season 2. that shit better be there on May 2nd. But know what will be there on May 2nd? You bet your goddamn booty hole what's going to be there on May 2nd. You want to know your goddamn booty hole? You know exactly what's going to be there on May 2nd. There's going to be a brand new battle pass for your ass to buy. That will be there. Guarantee it. That will be there on May 2nd. As for the other shit, we'll wait on that one. But I bet your ass, May 2nd, you boot that shit up. Oh, we got a brand new battle pass. We got goddamn new elbow pads that you can earn. We got new shoulder pads. We got a new Chief jock strap that says, "Where my balls." New ass plates that you can earn. Left ass cheek, right ass cheek, inspired by booty in the streets. They got all that. That shit will be there day one on that battle pass. But, yeah, they already actually start teasing this shit. Look at this. You're going to walk around like a fucking Doom character. And actually, what's incredible, this Lone Wolves armor, right? This Lone Wolves armor right here. Oh, guess what? There's even more customization, everybody. It's not just left arm pads and right arm pads. We got wrist guards, a left wrist guard. We got a jock strap here, make your balls look big. We got an ass thing. You have a booty.
You're my number one customer.
Like we got some back bling. We got some thigh master shit going on here. We got some knee pads. Oh, you want some shin guards? We got some shin guards. Oh, we got some boots too. This is ultimate customization because we are in the business of trying to sell you more shit. That's what this looks plain as fuck. This is not getting me back in the game. That doesn't look like a fucking Halo character. You should be putting elites in there. You should be putting Prometheans in there. You should make us run around as grunts. You should be putting fun things in there. Nobody wants to run around looking like that. This is stupid. Look at this fucking shit. Oh, here, guys, Lone Wolves armor. You look like fucking Halo Captain America. What is this? This is what you want? This is what it want? Let me run around as a goddamn like Odd Job and friggin' what is it? In GoldenEye. Run around with Odd Job or Jaws or something like that. Let me run around as a grunt, an elite. Like, let me run around as characters from the genre, from the environment. Run around as a Flood. Give me a Flood skin. Give me Halsey's skin. Give me what's his name? Agent Locke. Where's Agent? Like, give me some cool skins. Let Agent Locke be. Like, what is this?
Look, the only skin they're giving you in that game is a dick skin, because that's exactly what they're doing, backing people off.
Dick skins. Oh man, they're giving you 4. There wasn't 4 runners. It's 4 skins. Oh shit! Oh damn! They turned 4 runners into 4 skins. We have gone off the deep end, grinders. Holy shit! Holy Spirit, activate! Holy Spirit, activate! Holy Spirit, activate! Jesus. Goddamn 4 runners into 4 skins. What the fuck are we doing here? Holy shit. But this is what we're doing. Like, this is, like, they tease you. Like, this is wetting the noodle. This is not wetting shit. But this is what they got. This will be their day one. Oh, and let's tell you, on co-op, yeah. We'll let you know in May that the goddamn May Season 2 is going to last 6 months. It might ship from May until October. We'll figure it out. Get the... God, you know. And then Forge, forget about it. Season 3. The fuck out of here. I'm going to be a grandparent by the time Season 3 comes out and the fucking Forge comes out. Get the hell out of here. For Season 3. Give us more time, please. Meanwhile... bitch-ass Phil is going $70 billion to go buy some bullshit Activision company that's getting scrutinized left and right, wasting time and money for what? 343 is... just throw them $1 billion. Give them... and know what else? After this shit came out, the lead multiplayer designer left the friggin' company. He's like, toodaloo, bitches. You'll lead sandbox. You'll lead multiplayer designer. The support multiplayer designer. Booking the fuck out of there. These are head people.
They got paid and they're out. They're like, yeah, fuck that.
Dude, they're gone.
I don't want to be blamed for this mess. Yeah.
They're gone. He's like, peace. Right when the update comes out about Season 2 is coming out, the guy's like, fuck yeah, I'm out of here. He's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Lead multiplayer designer, gone. Left. Right after this shit comes out. What do we do? Like, what is going on here? Like, this is not a service game. This is disgusting. And you followed and know what's interesting is that this update from them is reactive because the Halo community was complaining about the lack of content, the lack of they still never fixed the progression system. That's still not skill based. They haven't addressed. That's not even addressed in this mid-season update as to what they're doing with the skill system. Get 10 headshots, you should get more XP. They still never addressed that, even though they were getting feedback on that since August. But this is what service games are to you from Microsoft. That's why it's a head scratcher to say, what is Forza Motorsport going to be? What's Perfect Dark and Fable? I keep saying it. What are they going to be? Because you just have a title screen. You don't know how these games are going to be structured for that fucking Game Pass. And that's always been my problem. That Game Pass is Frankensteining these franchises that I once loved. And I can't believe how this Microsoft really is showing their true colors. They finessed me for all those years, giving me a great 360, a good Xbox One in the beginning, and then completely in 2016, shitting the bed and devolving this and showing their true colors. Basically ripping off the mask and going, guys, we were never serious about gaming. We were just in it to try to get clout and get some clout with the consumer. They're not serious. And I don't give a shit how much money they spend because they're not spending it smart. They're not spending it to bring you quality games. They're spending it to create headlines for CNN and for all MSNBC and their stockholders. All boring ass shit, if you tell me, as a gamer. It's boring ass shit. Meanwhile, Sony goes and buys all these little studios here and there, and they're pumping out games. They're showing gameplay. They're pumping out more games while they're buying studios. Microsoft's sitting on your money from all your Game Pass shit, and giving you goddamn Hitman 3 trilogy in Game Pass. That's what you're paying for? Hitman and Guardians of the Galaxy? That's what you're paying for? That's $15 a month? Dude, if you were so willing to spend $15 a month, Guardians of the Galaxy was $15 during Christmas.
That is true.
So if you really wanted the game, it was right there primed for you. And what's sad is the best game that's in Game Pass is fucking MLB The Show. It's a friggin' Sony game. Yeah,
that's crazy. Times have changed.
It's quiet, man. It's eerily quiet going on over there. And I thought Halo had content. This is my mistake. I thought that Halo, and I said this on my show, I thought Halo had all this content. Yeah, Frog, right? You thought it had all this content. They were just withholding it, and they were going to trickle it out.
Yep, that's why I purchased it.
Frog, they never had it. They fucking never had it. Disgusting. They never had it. Give us more time.
This is disappointing.
It is disappointing
because, as a fan of the franchise, you kind of look and you say, geez, man, like, how far have we come? Yeah, we can't even, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is sad. Sad times.
It is sad. Well, talking about sad times, and this is, this Twitter thing with this doctor guy. I don't know if you saw that today. So this Dr. PS Vortex guy, I don't know. So this guy invited me to
fanboy. He deserves what he gets.
Dude, he invited me. He's a doctor. So he invited me a few times ago to his podcast. I never went to his podcast because I didn't know him. I was like, who's this guy? Just like, he would tag me and stuff. And I'm like, I don't know who this person is. And then, I looked at him, and he's like, he's a doctor or whatever like that. He's a PlayStation fan. But my God, what happened last night? So I was watching this thing, and Tim Dog, I follow Tim Dog and stuff like that. For the fun stuff. And Tim's like, you just retweet out, you wouldn't believe this. And I'm like, what the hell is he talking about? Then I started looking at it, and Xbox fans are at the other extreme. But let me preface this right now. For people saying, I don't know what the hell this story is on Twitter about what fan base is more toxic than the other. You want to know what, guys? I'm going to give you a spoiler right here. They're both fucking toxic. Okay?
Yeah, toxic is toxic.
They're extremists on both ends. Just like they're extremists on different ends of the government and everything else. There are some extremists everywhere. And there's no point that like Xbox fans are more toxic. I'm not gonna say an Xbox fan is more toxic than a PlayStation fan, or a PlayStation fan is more toxic. You want to know what? There's crazy people on both ends, and people make bad decisions, and people do bad things, and and they get caught, and they say outlandish things, and it happens. But what this guy did was really wrong, and I just think like he must have got into something with some people. I know, Sam, right? I dodged a bullet. Like some people like. He must have got into something with somebody, and they were questioning whether he was a doctor or something like that. And he tweeted out a video of him in as an anesthesiologist in the OR, videotaped the surgery passing by, and then videotaped the person's chart, and then did a thumbs
What an idiot!
up. I'm like, holy shit! I'm like, what the?
He's an idiot. He obviously doesn't understand HEPA laws, and apparently he wants to get fired.
He said he had consent. I'm like, I don't get consent for what? Who are you proving what to? What are you doing?
It doesn't.
You could have took
matter.
a picture of your friggin' license and medical license. If that really matters to the ambiguity of the internet, why are you even like why are you even engaging in that? It was a bad decision.
I'll tell you this. I was a nurse in the military for over 20 years, and I would never do that to anybody.
No
consent
way.
or not. I just know it's not right.
It's wrong. I was cringing at this stuff. Like I did the science and stuff.
It's really cringy and it's sad. And these people take this console fanboy bullshit too. That's why I say it's a psychological problem, and it's not just with gaming; it's with everything. Yeah. It's something psychological in people's heads, man. They think they have this right, this privilege to do or say certain things without getting punched in the face. Some people need to get punched in the face. The internet saves them from getting punched in the face. Some people just need to be punched in the face. I'm not saying the Xbox guys need to be punched in the face. I'm talking about people who are just toxic need to get punched in the face. Bottom line.
That's right. Well, yeah, like Sam Alton goes there. I'm not. Sam Alton. I'll be clear. I'm not saying that anybody's innocent. They're extremists on both ends. Like they pulled, he said, an Xbox fan pulled out a gun on a podcast and stuff. Dude, people lose their shit. That's why, I don't go at people. People like what they like. I'm not going to convince people what they want. If there's some funny things on Twitter and stuff like that, I'll point them out. But really, I have an issue with the company as a whole and the corporation. I'm like the corporate person. I don't like when a corporation bamboozles and slicks and do this stuff and promises things and doesn't deliver on content, especially when they once did that. That's the thing that started my anger. This anger and this grinds my gears about it, because I just think as a consumer it's just very frustrating for somebody who invested so much and then seen what has happened. And it's sad. And spent money on these promises. But if there's people out there that really get attacking each other, and please, like, the thing is we don't need any more fighting and bullshit in this world right now. That people that don't know each other just start attacking each other on social media and hide behind that stuff. So, like, if you could refrain from that, that would be wonderful. I'm not here trying to promote world peace or anything like that. I would love that. But the thing is, it's just like, going after people that you don't know and things like that. Like, it doesn't amount to anything that does anything for anybody. And this guy resorted to this thing. He didn't hurt he wasn't hurting anybody on Twitter, but my God, for his profession and patience and just doing what he did to prove that he's a doctor and console warring is okay, that was wrong. But then on top of that, then they had people on the Xbox cam, like trying to get him fired for what he did. And they were spending their whole day like harassing and just trying to like get him canceled and removed and fired. So they went to the other extreme on Twitter going after him with this stuff. Like, two wrongs don't make a right. Jesus. Like, the guy made a mistake. He apologized, but still, just don't follow him and just like distance yourself from him. But people went into him, going to the hospital and tweeting out like what he did and stuff like that. Like, I don't know, man. It was wild times, but yeah, hey, that was a bad decision. Don't do that. And I just felt it was eerie just having somebody in surgery and knowing that your anesthesiologist is a Twitter war and then videotaping your chart and putting it up on Twitter. Well, you're laying there getting surgery. Oh my, I was just like, that was just so cringy, Frog. I don't know. Like, for me, I was just like, oh my God, like this is so wrong. So I don't know. It affected me a certain way. I just was like, I felt kind of, maybe because I my science background stuff, I'm just a little like, you don't do that kind of stuff. But then the other extreme, but there's crazies on both ends, and it is what it is, and we'll see what happens with it. But there's some crazy Twitter stuff, man. But there's extreme people on both ends, and I'm not here doing these shows to convince people to don't like a certain group or don't like this. They're fanboys on both ends. But just keep it with the, everybody's a fan, just like with sports, dude. There's Giants fans and Eagles fans, and I deal with it all the time. You know what I mean? And Washington fans, and it is what it is. It's football at the end of the day. And some people like crazy at the game. They rip off their shirts. They get into fights. Yeah, those are the crazy Twitter people that we see here. The dudes is not even. And guess what? Those guys that are there ripping off their shirts, getting into fights. Guess what? They don't even care about the game that they're at. They don't care about their team is winning. They don't care if their team is losing. They're just there to get drunk and cause shit. So think about that next time you talked about somebody on Twitter. Are they even caring about games? Do they even give a shit when they're calling you out saying you don't play games? Who knows? There are people that just create accounts just to start shit. They just want to start like some back and forth banter. They probably don't even have a console. They're probably playing on a freaking Game Boy. And they're like, watch this, honey. I'm going to trigger this guy. And then they do it out there. They're just instigators. So just keep in mind, it's a snitch network. He did. Sam, that was wrong, man. Dude, Vortex, man, you better just chill out. So good luck to you, dude. But that was wrong. And, it was cringy. And also, try not to. It is what it is. But that would happen today, man. That was wild. That's right, Grindlands. Don't most gamers just want great content on all platforms? Exactly. People suck. They just asked. There we go. Speaking about sucking. Oh shit, pause. Forspoken. Not Forsaken. Not the Forerunners. Not Forskinned. But Forspoken. Just got delayed to October 11th. Goodness gracious.
Oh shit, foreskin, what the hell?
Oh shit, pause. There we go, Frog. So yeah, Forspoken, October 11th. Their vision for this exciting new piece is to deliver the game that would hero that gamers would love across the globe, but they had to fix that frame rate. So to that end, during the next few months, we'll be focusing all efforts on polishing the game. Can't wait for you to play in the fall. Actually, they're creeping up on Xbox time, so now actually Sony's gonna have something in that holiday window of October. So, I think it's a good time to release it. I think October is good. I think right now would have been too much going on. And if it had that frame rate issues that they were showing and stuff like that, I don't think it would have been, it might have got dismissed. And, maybe that Elden Ring kind of got them shook a little bit. Like, hey, you know what? This thing's, not that it looked good or ran well, but the fact is that, maybe just the hype of a big game launching with Horizon, Forspoken and stuff, they're like, hey, you know what? I mean, Horizon and Elden Ring, dude, they're like, you know what? Maybe we don't need to come out in May. Give us a couple months.
I got a theory about this.
Yeah, Fry, what's your theory?
Two things. First, I think that the game still wasn't ready for prime time. And I think if it came out, it would have had some, it would probably been in the 7 kind of score league, because I think it would have had some technical issues. Second, I think that God of War is going to come out sooner than we think. And I think maybe it doesn't want to compete with that game. It wants to be its own entity. I think God of War is going to come out before Forspoken.
So you think God of War is going to come out in June?
Yeah. I think we God of War.
I do too. Yeah. I think God of War is going to be the summer.
Because this was coming out in May, right? Originally, this was May?
Yeah, it was May, and I think God of War is like, oh, shit, June, and like, oh, hell no, because everybody's anticipating God of War. Now you give it some room, people can play God of War and then say, oh, what's my holiday game? Forspoken. I think that's a good holiday game.
I think so, too. I think October 11th is I think it's a good month.
Yeah, it's perfect. I think that's a great month. And you know what is kind of funny about that game? It's kind of like, I don't want to say spooky, but it's kind of like that Halloween month. It kind of fits that kind of
like
theme.
This mage and stuff like that. Yeah, like running around.
Yeah, it kind of fits that theme. So I would think that's a really good month to really launch that game. If they're smart, like I said, I do think. Hold on, my daughter's trying to come and get a snack. Get down. I do think that we're gonna get God of War sooner, and I think that's a good thing because
August. What about
people
August?
can get God of War out their system.
Game night says September. What about August for God of War?
No.
August.
Well, okay, at the latest. See, here's my thing about God of War and like a lot of these games come out when you got the Madden and the 2Ks and all this, and that August to December month, that's really a month you don't want to release anything super huge because August to September, that starts your whole football, your basketball. That's kind of like the months from August, September. From August to December, I don't think major games should be released. I think you release your games in the first 3 quarters. The first 2 quarters.
Yeah, I agree.
January, February, March,
Some
April,
people
May,
thinking
June.
this, this whole
at the latest, the God of War can release, and actually, I think it'll be okay in July. I don't think maybe it goes to the 3rd quarter and release in July, but I think it's the 2nd quarter game. I think we get it in June. If it goes 3rd quarter, it's July. I don't think we're going to get. Sony hasn't been that company as far as the PlayStation division. They haven't been that company that's trying to release their games in the holidays. Microsoft's Xbox has been more of, hey, let's release holiday time.
Josh says. He says Sony doesn't do games after September. Well, Josh, they do now, but remember, they did do Miles Morales, Demon's Souls with a launch lineup, so they did do those games. Spider-Man was September.
Well, okay, but is that different because it was a launch lineup? You see what I'm saying? Like, I think launch lineup is a little bit different. I think you look at launch line is a little bit different because launches are usually close to the holidays, so that's when they're going to throw other games out there. But now that they're fully rolling and steamrolling ahead, do you really need to release a God of War game at the end of the year when there's another Call of Duty and yada yada yada? I don't think so.
Yeah, Call of Duty's coming out in November. So what do we know for the holiday? There's a Call of Duty for November. When's Hogwarts coming out? Does that get delayed to next year?
We don't know. That one and Gollum, the Gollum game, we don't know.
So the Hogwarts maybe could be competing with, like, they're both Magic games. So, like, you don't want that to come out near Harry Potter, but they do have the marketing on it.
This year also, people got to remember a lot of stuff was pushed to this year alone.
Early this year, there's not a lot of stuff at the end of this year. A lot of stuff was pushed to the beginning.
The beginning of this year, so. I'm hoping that we get some of these bigger games like May. I would say April, May, June. I don't know what's coming out. Like April, May, June, I'm like, yo, between those 2 months, what's coming out?
Nothing. There's not a lot. I'm saying
there's nothing.
There's gonna be
something has to fit there somewhere, and maybe you throw. And then July, there's really nothing for July, so maybe God of War throws itself in there. If God of War is smart, if it's done. And it's polished, June, July is the perfect time to release it. Either right before E3 or right after E3, you release God of War. You release it before E3, the conversation is going to be God of War.
I think they're going to do, Frog, I think they're going to do, like that E3 time, they're going to do like a state of play like they did with Horizon and do a God of War one. And
that's when they, do you think that's when they announce it? Like it's coming in July?
No, I think we're going to find out sooner when God of War is coming out. But I think now that Gran Turismo and Horizon are done, I think and remember they also have Ghostwire Tokyo coming out in 2 weeks too.
Oh,
that's another exclusive.
Forgot about that.
That goes out the 25th.
That's that's the second party kind of deal.
They already starting to hype that on Twitter. Like I see that on their
I'm not really
website.
looking forward to that game. Kind of like
either, we'll see.
What's the other game? What's the other game that Bethesda published?
Deathloop.
Definitely, yeah.
That still hasn't been announced for Xbox either.
Nothing they publish. I'm like, oh man, I'm looking forward to this.
Frog, you know that Deathloop still hasn't been confirmed for Xbox?
Well, can they really talk about that because
released the Game Pass?
Yeah, I'm thinking, is it a year exclusive or something like that?
May?
Yeah, it's a 1 year exclusive.
Yeah, so maybe after 1 year
they're not even talking about it. It's like, hey guys, in June it's going to be coming out. Like they can't even.
They may not be able to speak about that because of the deal.
Man. Sony gets
the deal, right? It could be some legal stuff behind it. Worse, we don't know,
dude. Well, the last two topics. Okay, I'm gonna say the last two topics. Did you see this Horizon thing with the dev? Horizon dev talks about Elden Ring.
Okay, so I saw the Horizon dev and the Ubisoft dev go at From Software.
Yep,
and
I got it right here.
Here's my take on it. There's a quick take on it. with the Ubisoft devs, they need to be quiet. They don't produce to me enough stuff that has enough.
Don't go full Ubisoft.
They don't have enough unique experiences. I mean, where's my freaking game with what's the name in it? What's the game called? Yeah, Beyond Good and Evil 2. That's the only thing I want from them. Outside of Ubisoft, they've become a company that I kind of despise. They're kind of like EA. I don't even care for their games anymore. I don't want to buy their games day one. Like they've lost their touch. Yeah, they've lost their touch with gamers. So their conversation. The reason I say the Horizon dev, I think it was bad, but I understand what you're saying. I think it's bad because you're a dev. You don't attack other devs. You don't attack other games. On another flip side, I kind of get where he was going with, like, he's kind of feeling like a lot of way that people are saying, like, yo, 97 Metacritic, like, is this game really? For all the things, we got a game that's locked 60 and locked 30 in both modes. Your game can't even lock a frame rate either. Our game looks so. I get what he's going at, but I still don't think it's healthy for the industry to do that. I think it'd been better if he just didn't say that.
Yeah.
As far as you working on that project, because it kind of seems like people are going to attack him because there's fanboys. There's some. What these guys have to realize.
There's fanboys, and that's what actually Glenn's is saying. That's what Sam Alton's saying and stuff. Like, you're just giving ammunition that's going to get blown up.
Go.
Like, you might just be like, hey, they really don't have the quest design that we have. And, remember, it's also a competition, too. Like, like I said, the quest designs in Horizon definitely have some levels to them. Even their side missions, maybe they took that a priority because that was a critique that was made in their first game that they made sure they addressed in their second game. And now when he sees an Elden Ring that really doesn't have a quest design, it's kind of just like, go here, kill these things, or just survive. It's sort of like, he's going to put his 2 cents in there. But knowing the internet, people are going to run with it.
What I'll say is like this. Is like, I get where he's coming from, right? Do I think it's right? No. I think he probably kept it to himself. I don't think that should be something you put on. I don't think you go after, because you worked on one game, you go after another game. And the reason I say that is because that game is doing well on your platform, and people do love this game. I do think there's some issues with the review process with like a game like Elden Ring. Because I can clearly see it as a fan, as me as a Souls fan, I clearly see the 9, right?
And he was the quest designer actually for Horizon,
right? but me as a fan also, I clearly see graphically it's not a huge leap. I clearly see gameplay it's not a huge leap. I clearly see sound design it's not a huge leap. And nobody talked about this in the review, so I get what he's saying. I get where he's coming from, but I think that it's me working for a company. I wouldn't if I'm working for a Bungie and I'm like, okay, we're doing this in Destiny 2, blah, blah, blah. And something else comes out like a Apex Legends Part 2 or Apex Legends PS5. I don't think I should go directly up to that game because it's similar in a similar space to me. I think it's bad taste. It's poor taste.
Yeah, it was. It was definitely poor taste because you don't want to critique your your colleagues and things like that, but he might just
because you never know where you're going to be 5 years from now. You may be working in that industry. You may say, what?
You never know.
I'm no longer working at Gorilla. Now I'm working over here.
Yep. Hey, you remember that tweet you put out about our trash? Goddamn.
Dude,
my God.
I think that we have to, and I'm not saying don't speak. What I'm saying is your wording is you have to choose your wording very carefully because you never know 5 years from now. We're sitting here and they're like, oh, Sony owns, From Software. This is an example. Sony owns From Software. Now you're in the same pool as these guys and you shit on these guys before. And when you go to them about their, you're going to have, so there can be some grief. So I think, you can say, hey, this is what our game does great. This is what our game, but we as the consumers are going to compare it. But you as a developer, I think it's a little different when you're like, but I get why he did it. He's like, yo, 97. I don't think so. I get it, but there again, it's kind of like, and as a consumer, I'm like, damn, this game is a solid 9 to me, but I don't get the review process when I'm reading these reviews and I'm like, yo, some of these guys are saying they didn't even beat the game, but they're giving it a 10. That bothers me.
Well, the thing about it with this particular game with Elden Ring, I think they sent their review codes about a week before the game launched. So there wasn't they really giving most critics enough time to actually complete this game.
And I get that. But
so why
I think
How
it
could
should have
you
been a
give
reviewing process.
how can you give an accurate review? I just don't think you can give an accurate review because the game can drop the ball in the third act as far as
Yep.
at the end. So how are you gonna give it a perfect 10 when you
There you
didn't
go.
even finish it?
Yeah, and
It
that's
just
my
don't make
biggest
sense
problem
to
with this,
me.
the review process. It's like the review process is like we're gonna make sure we give this game this great score because anything else that comes out from PlayStation, and I do feel like it is a PlayStation hate thing, because
Oh,
how
definitely.
many big Nintendo games are really coming out, and they're like we got to give it to, and is God of War is God of War going to be bad? I don't personally think so, but I can see God of War getting 88 on Metacritic or an 89 just because it kind of seems like that's the practice. Do I like Elden Ring? And do I think Elden Ring is the game that I would say is my game of the year? As far as me personally, yes. May it be total game of the year overall? Maybe not. But I'm a huge Souls fan. And what I'm playing from Elden Ring, I definitely understand why people gave it the reviews. Look, most of the guys that probably reviewed this game are huge Souls fans. I don't think the people who reviewed for instance, Gran Turismo or racing fans. And I don't think all the people who use Horizon Forbidden West is open world adventure fans. They just gave it to somebody and said, hey, review this. So I think you got to kind of look at all pages. Give people who like these open world adventures, like the Assassin's Creed games, like the Ghost of Tsushima, give them the game to review because they're going to be honest. Give the people who like racing games like Forza Motorsport and Forza Horizon, give them Gran Turismo 7, let them review it. Don't give the guy who likes to play, Paper Mario this game because he's probably not going to like it because it's not his
Yeah.
thing. No, I wouldn't give. Excuse me, I wouldn't give Blandrew an Uncharted game to freaking review because I know Blandrew likes, I know his style of games that what he likes. But I definitely say here's a new Mario Galaxy remake. Here's a new Mario game, Super Mario Odyssey 2. He's gonna be honest and he's a fan of the game. I don't think it's anything wrong with giving a fan of the game a review copy, but I think the companies that you give them the review copy, the people that review the game should be fan of that genre. I think it doesn't make sense to give a person who's like, I play Madden and Call of Duty and 2K and that's all I play. And you say, hey, go play Demon Souls. They're gonna be like, man, this game is horrible. Of
Yeah.
course, because
Well,
they don't
I
like
think
that genre.
I think they're frustrated. I'm surprised that Cyberpunk really didn't change as much as it did. I think people were cautious when Cyberpunk came out and kind of
Cyberpunk is really
assessed
good now.
their review process. But like,
Mhm.
I thought it was gonna stick, and it didn't seem that it sticked. Everybody went right back to their clicks, right? Because I thought it was gonna change the gaming industry, how they review games for a game that was overhyped and really
Right.
reviewed favorably. It came out to horrible user experiences, and I thought that it was just bad look on the gaming industry for capping and saying the game's fine, don't worry about it, and then it came out and it was what it was. I thought that people were going to wise up.
You
And
know,
they didn't,
Jez.
so
Jez. Let me say this real quick, because I don't know if we noticed. Like, we've gotten games like day one games, like for instance, Dungeons and Dragons. That new Dungeons and Dragons game, they came out and it didn't do really well score, but it went in the Game Pass, right? Shadow Warrior 3 went into PlayStation Now, didn't really review well, right? And we've gotten a lot of these games that I kind of feel like are maybe built for a service, maybe these Elix 2s and all that. But then you can kind of, I think as a consumer, you can kind of look at a game and say, hey, Shadow of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origins, that's probably not something you put in a
yeah.
service, you know? You know what I'm saying? Like, but, Tina's Wonderland, that probably could be a service game. Why? Because even though there's Borderlands fans out there, that game is coming out at a time
But
where
they
the
shouldn't be
market's so
reviewing it
crowded.
as fans, frogs. Like that's the thing. Like so Austin X Steel says, sounds like people can only be a fan of one thing. It must be hard to review if you're only fans and like one kind of game. And
I'm
I
a fan of
agree,
very
but
different
like
things, but you do have people who only play one genre
but the
of game,
problem
like only
is
play
that if
RPGs.
you want to be a reviewer and you're a fan of a certain genre, you're gonna have to
Mhm.
learn to not review it per your specific fan liking, but kind of as a
Totally
person
agree.
who doesn't
Totally agree.
like as a reader, as a person. And if you can't do that, then you're not an effective reviewer because you are trying to review the game for not just the fans, but just for information of the general public. So you're going to have some backstory. You're going to have some explanation. You can't just assume things. And you, as gamers, you can't just knock things because you assume that this is this kind of game. I'm a fan of this. I should know this already. If my viewers or readers don't have that knowledge, then this game is not for them. That's a bad review. Unless it's something that's core element to the gameplay that the game developers didn't take time to educate you on how to do something, then it's a ding. But if it's just the nature of the genre, like, hey, I don't know what football plays are, so this football game is not for anybody who doesn't like football. Okay, fine. Well, the thing is like, you still got to review it for somebody who doesn't know, like, the gameplay of football. Like, you choose to play, you run it. Like, you got to do that.
There's another reason I think
know who are you. That's the problem. They don't work like that, and that's why this review process is just a bunch of fans, and it's like whoever gets the game that they love, they're gonna give it a glowing score, and that's why we see this dichotomy of like high reviews and low reviews because people are reviewing it based on their own fandom and liking and saying, "Well, it's my opinion." Well, the thing is that you got to have your opinion and have it relative to your readers' capabilities of acknowledging your review. You can't review it in a bubble. But it's my opinion. I don't like this game, so I give it a 5. And it's like, you're one person.
There's another reason I think Forspoken was delayed that a lot of people aren't realizing. Forspoken actually has a whole, if I'm not mistaken, they just announced Forspoken, even though they announced the delay, they announced that there is a prequel DLC to Forspoken coming out in 2020 this winter. So they're gonna have a prequel story this DLC. So you're gonna get to play the game, but you're gonna get there. But if you have the season pass, you get the prequel story to that. So that could be the other reason. Like they have so much more story they want to tell that they're like, yeah, just delay it until since we come out October, just delay it until November, December time frame. Because there is they did mention prequel DLC coming out. So I don't know how big this game is, but that could be another reason they delayed it.
Sony is letting the games do the talking. They are Herman Holtz says time to play the games, and he's like out there like Triple H going, time to play the games, and Triple H is headhunter Hearst, man. He is delivering the stuff. And speaking about time to play the games, WWE2K22. If any grinders are getting it, I am getting it. I am hyped. This game looks absolutely friggin' amazing. I hope.
I didn't read any reviews because I don't know too much about it.
Dude, I didn't read any reviews because I don't care, because I am getting this game because I need a wrestling game and I need it now. I want it all and I want it now. Dude, let us create a character, man. I can't wait. I got to create Phil Ness coming into this thing. There's some Phil Ness. Look at these creative characters going on. Jesus. My goodness. Look at what people are creating already. They're going to have some crazy stuff in this game. I'm pretty hyped. Like, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't broken. That's why I just looked at some reviews to make sure that it wasn't broken. And that's kind of all I need right now. But man, look, they got blood back in it. Nice. Got the blood in the game. Look at this. Dude, that's crazy. So Goldberg if you bought the 100, man, he's crazy.
You bought the $100 version
take this Phil Ness
tonight, right?
Yeah, well, no, the $70 one you could get, and then the $110 one, I think it's the there's like 2 editions. There's the $60, $70 one that comes out on 3 days pre-order. The 3 early one is there's a $100 one, and then the $120 with the NWO. But
okay, I see it now. I see it.
Yeah, I think I might go with the NWO. Man, I hope it's good. They said that the gameplay is good. I watched the match on YouTube, and they said that. Dude, the gameplay, the animations, it looks great. So, like, it is playing well. So, I'm taking a chance. I'm going to take a chance. Dude, but this looks freaking hilarious. And actually, it's almost like wrestling. It's almost like Wrestling Legends. Because, like, I think they said 30% of the roster has already, like, left WWE. Like, William Regal's in it. He just showed up on AEW last night. Oh, there you go. True Witty got it. He got the NWO edition. Yep. That's it. True Witty says, I got WWE22 already downloaded, NWO edition. True Witty, I'm right there with you. I'm going to go download it right now. Getting ready for the midnight. Maybe I'll do a live midnight stream. We'll go through it. Everybody grind this. Keep it locked here. But we had a big show tonight. A lot of just miscellaneous stuff. A lot of stuff.
Number one customer.
But the biggest thing is, and thank you, True Witty, for that super chat. the biggest thing is that we're playing the games. We're time to play the games, and and Sony, I think, is doing a great job with their lineup, with the quality, jumping between Horizon, jumping between Gran Turismo. You're getting a sense that the PS5 is being utilized, and it's good because I didn't want to keep playing these cross. Oh, and also too, I think GTA 5 Online comes out for free for PlayStation tonight. So the multiplayer, and you've been getting the $1 million bucks for each month. You've been
Is it tonight?
In. I read it was tonight, and then the update to the free update to GTA 5 single player with the ray tracing at 30 frames per second comes out on March 15th. And,
okay, how much is that going to be? I think that's a big question.
Well, right now it's $15, and it's a free update.
Well, how much?
It's a free update to people who own GTA 5.
Wait, is that the multiplayer or the single player?
The multiplayer is free, from what I understand, for PlayStation. And it's free for the first 3 months, I think, like that. But then the campaign, the GTA 5 getting the PS5 update, is going to be... that one's going to be on March 15th, and that one I believe is a free upgrade. Grind is on it's a free upgrade, right? I believe.
Yeah, I want to know because I think they're gonna charge money for that.
You're my number one customer.
So. Grind, is they charging money for the GTA 5? Mr. Forskin. There's been a lot of talking about Forskins today. Loving GT7. Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Forskin, for the super chat. I agree. I'm loving GT7. If you missed my stream on Friday, go check it out. I have it on the replay there.
So if I'm not mistaken,
starts tonight. Says, who are you? The 15th preload.
GTA 5 is its own thing as far as online. The online is its own thing, and
separating
GTA 5
it
is
out.
its own thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I gotta get the details.
So
yeah,
I'm guessing there won't be a GTA 6 online. It'll just be GTA Online that just adds stuff to the world.
He wants to see everybody. They want to see. We're gonna go out. We're gonna go out in style with the Halo Infinite Rat, as per request by Ryan.
Yeah. Oh, by the way,
free for PS5.
I know one thing we didn't touch on. If you're a Resident Evil fan, Resident Evil 2, 3, and I believe the first Resident Evil was a Resident Evil 7. They're getting PS5 updates.
Yep,
and they're free.
Game Night 123 says, according to PlayStation game sizes, GTA 5 single player is $40.
No.
Is it $15 now and you get the upgrade? I'm so confused with Gran Turismo. I bought it so many friggin' times.
You know what? I don't want to pay for anything, but $40.
I don't want to buy it either.
Damn. That means I would have bought it a fourth time. Damn.
Everybody loves the freaking Halo Infinite Rat. Dude, the hairless rat that they got over there. But Grind is on. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. Great show. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. And definitely hit that like button to share it out to everybody. True Wayne to $2. Here he goes. He says, GTA 5 is free for PS Plus members. Preload tonight. There you go, Grinders. We're eating good. Thank you, True Witty, for clearing that up. I knew something was coming out tonight for GTA 5. I knew something was coming out because I was reading it. I was like, but I got to get some of my wrestling.
You're my number one customer.
True Witty, I'm hoping that the server's working. I can start seeing custom guys because 2K with their friggin' servers. That's the one thing, man, that's always broken in every wrestling game is their friggin' online. But apparently you could wrestle 8 people online. So, I mean, if this works, you know what? I'm not getting my hopes up. True Witty, I'm not getting my hopes up.
He's like, I'm not going to do it to myself.
I'm not going to. I just want to play a good one-on-one wrestling, just a good wrestling game. I haven't had one in 2 years, man. 2019 was decent, but, man, I'm ready to go. But peace, everybody. I want to thank you, everybody. Frog, tell them where they can find you. Again, you've been streaming every morning on your show.
Yeah, every morning, except for Mondays. I decided Mondays, since I do a show with you, I'm not going to do it on Mondays. So every morning you can find me at it's Frogs Dreams on YouTube, and at Frogs Dreams 2 G's and an S on Twitter. You can find me there. Please like and sub if you can. I do every morning. I do a combo every morning between the hours of basically from the time I wake up at 7 to noon. I just have a conversation about what's on my mind for the day. And so who knows what I'll think about tomorrow when I wake up, and maybe just conversate about my dog. But yeah, you can find me every morning, Tuesday through Friday.
All right, man. Go follow Frogs, man. He's been streaming like crazy every night. Yeah,
Yes.
I know that would be hectic, true Woody. But yes, just know that you can. You guys hit that subscribe button. Go follow Frog. Go follow him on the Twitter, and go follow him on YouTube for his shows. And definitely, man, it's awesome. And yeah, he vents stuff, and basically, it's just the same thing we talk about a lot of times. But Frog, gives it his perspective, and definitely lets it while he's playing some games. So it's fun.
And
he has that skill that he can do that.
Don't forget about your free games this month on PSN. Your Ghost Runners, your Ark Survival, your Team Sonic Racing. And if you haven't played Ghost of Tsushima Legends, I do believe it's just a trial, but just try it out. Maybe if you play that, maybe you might be interested in the regular game. Who knows? But there are some pretty interesting games for PSN this month. I don't know exactly what the Xbox Gold games are. I saw one, and I just the one game I saw, I was like, ugh, and so I didn't even check it out.
Dude,
but
it's Craig's cousin's former roommate. The game, I don't know what the hell it is. Yeah, who knows? But don't even. They don't exist. That stuff. The game's gold, just like the rat. The hair on the rat doesn't exist, man. That is pretty damn funny. The two rats. And Truity, Ryan made me do this, but yeah, hopefully we have a good, stay here, locked here. I might do a stream tonight at WWE 2K22, and to get initial impressions on that. Plus, I want to try to get a Gran Turismo race going on. I want to do a custom race and try to get as much as the grindhouse in there, and let's do a race. I won't use the Teslanator. It's not fair. So maybe I'll have the Phil Ness car or something along those lines, and kind of go and drive in reverse and win the game in reverse, because that's how the Phil Ness works in racing games. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for a great show. Hit that like button, share it out. If you want to join the VIP grinders into the Herman Holt splits, hit that join button, and you can use some of those awesome emojis. I want to thank everybody for their support. And again, we are out. Thank you again, everybody. Good night.
Peace.